Hello and welcome. Here we are live from Udana Cricket Ground here in Bali for our first of 6 games, Indonesia versus Singapore, in the ladies competition. We're just going to have a look now. We're going to cross over and look at the toss with Nico out on the ground. They're going to miss the first ball. So the toss is won by Singapore and they've elected to bowl. So out on the wicket now, we're ready to go with the 2 umpires joined in commentary here. So umpiring today, we've got Sonny and Yusuf opening the batting for Indonesia. We have number 2, Nanda, at the striker's end to take the first ball. Opening the bowling for Singapore will be number 5.
Hard one to pronounce.
There's the first ball, pushed onto the onside, and a quick single. So Indonesia off the mark. To take strike now is number 11 for the Indonesian team, Belina. Right hand bats. First over from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. If you're after a nice steak here in Bali, that is the place to go. So the second ball of the innings. Full. Nudge back to the bowler. Probably be a bit annoyed at herself with that one. As we said, this is the first of 6 matches played over the next 5 days. Another full one down leg side. It evades the keeper. Quickly called wide by the umpire, and they sneak through for an extra run. So good running from the Indonesian. So Joanna not quite getting her length right at the moment, or her line. Should be looking to improve on that. Another one down the leg side. Not the sort of start you need in the first game of 6 to get the pressure on. Field's up and about, lots of torque. Pushing in with the bowler. Pretty traditional field out there. They've got one long at mid-off. Most of the other fielders in standard positions around the ring. That's a better ball and a better length, and well played. Well played again by Nanda. Well fielded. The ground's looking magnificent today and the weather has turned it on. A lot of sun early this morning. It's sort of a bit cloud cover now, which might give a bit more swing. That's a foolish delivery and it's nudged through the ring. Well fielded, just for the single. But well played. Brings Belina back on strike.
Full pitch, back to the bowler.
And that sees the end of the first over. Not a bad start for Indonesia. No loss of wicket. What number? So, take the first over from the top deck night club end is Damini Ramesh. So she can get the first breakthrough here for Singapore. Not a bad first one. Nice length, nice line. Well left. Bit of a struggle at the moment for both teams. Both wanting to gain the top at the moment. Oh, that's taken off. Very nice bit of bounce. It's a quarter wide, but that would be very promising for the young bowler. Seeing that leap off the pitch. Having played a bit of cricket at this ground myself, I do know this end is a little more lively than the other. Showing some great energy. That's full and that is smashed. One bounce, I think. Just checking. 6, no, it is 6 runs. So, bad ball, that's been put away over deep square leg. And that's a lovely shot. Just having a chat now with the captain. The captain saying just calm down. We need to get this ball in the right areas. So very good result for Indonesia. Nanda really getting that one out of the middle. Little short and wide, pierces the field. Probably could have had a single there. Nanda was keen, but sent back. Very nice ball. Nice line, nice length. The captain will be happy with that after that foolish delivery. So, promising signs here from the top deck night club end. It's been a bit of a struggle to start, but Singapore will be desperate for a wicket. What do you think, Nico?
Yeah, Dave, it's been tough for the girls over the last couple of years of the pandemic. They haven't played a lot of cricket outside of their club games. There have been a
That's
few
well
domestic tournaments. It was pushed for a single there into the covers by Nanda for a quick single. But this is their first real tournament, international tournament. Looking forward to World Cup next year and the possibility of qualifying. So,
Where do they sit at the moment in the world rankings?
to memory, I think they're just outside the top 20. So they are, they've got to push their claim for World Cup qualifying next year.
And they have been training hard. I've seen them training. They're a bunch of very dedicated cricketers.
Yeah, some of the girls here really could go a lot further with their cricket. I know there's one of the girls who's would love to get to Australia and play Big Bash for the women. They are very, very dedicated, keen. They train very hard.
I think there's one left, or maybe two in this over. And that's hit well.
Through mid-off, we'll go to the boundary. Now, ground is a little bit slow. We had rain overnight. They've run two.
Well fielded.
That's all they'll get.
That's two to Bellina.
We had quite some heavy showers.
And that's an over.
overnight. Yeah, heavy showers overnight, so the ground is a little bit slow.
Okay.
We've had a change of bowler from the Steakhouse end, Bull's Head Steakhouse. Full toss, clipped through, square leg for 4 runs. Over pitch that time, and it comfortably clipped away by Nanda. Lovely shot through square leg, no chance for the fieldsman. Fieldswoman. I think this is Kumar coming in from the Steakhouse, Bull's Head Steakhouse end. Pitches it up, clipped away again to square, quick single this time, straight to the fielder, but very quick running, good running from the Indonesian girls.
It's been a good start, really, Nico.
Yeah, steady. As I said, it's the first international game for them, so the nerves will be there, but they're having a good look. And yeah.
Nanda's
Nice
come
start.
out of the blocks. She's already moved along to 14 runs off just 11 deliveries.
Class batsman, Nanda, she really is.
That's another beautiful shot. Down a long off. Fielded well, just the single. Another single. So they're working their way through the field here. Not doing anything silly.
The bowler's known from Singapore as Aga Basin, I think it is. Basin. Coming in goal, right arm over, pitches up.
That's a nice ball as well. It's on the spot.
That's a better length, that's for sure.
Well bowled by Ada.
Comes in the bowl now.
Oh, French cut. Pick up another single. Maybe push for 2 here. No. Sent back. Oh, and a nice arm. Hit the stumps. That's the twice the Singapore ladies have hit the stumps with direct throws from the outfield. So they're obviously on in the field. They just need to get this first breakthrough.
Okay, so after 3 overs, Indonesia, no wickets down, 23 runs. It's a nice start.
Both the batters going at over 100% strike rate. So that'll be promising for the team watching on.
Now the change of bowler.
Looks like we're going to bring on some spin by the look of it. Just a short runner. This will be the 4th bowler we've seen in 4 overs.
Davina Sharma is the new bowler to come on from the Top Deck nightclub end.
One of the more experienced players in this team.
Over.
Doesn't quite find her length, but
Nice shot.
it's put away nicely.
Off the back foot through the covers.
Well fielded. That's another nice throw. And well backed up in the field. So just a bit short there with the first delivery, but that's okay. First one, you get away with that. We'll see what she can do from here. She's just checking her run up again.
But the Indonesian girls seem to be timing the ball very nicely.
Very patient.
Yeah.
Not playing any silly shots. Everything's on the ground. And their running between the wickets has been really nice to watch. Taking on the field.
And the bowl again. Still a little
Shot by
short.
Belina. Back to the fielder. Deep mid wicket. That's a lovely return throw again. So just happy to take the singles here, which is a good, probably positive way to start. You don't want to get too bogged down at one end, and you don't want to be eating up dot balls. So both batters are pushing the strike. Almost tippity at the moment.
And the bowl, right arm over. Oh, she lifts this one right
Oh,
up.
that's well timed.
Straight down the ground.
Have some cover out there. So just the single. Probably deserved a couple for that at least with the timing on that shot. Happy to leave her crease and take the bowler on. Very well played.
And she comes now.
Steps
Shorter
back,
down.
and that will run to the boundary, you would think. Well, the outfield is slowed down.
No, only the 2.
Needed 2. Must have got a finger on that. A well-timed shot. 2 runs to Belina. Belina pair.
Sonny did move well, the square leg umpire there is pretty much still. Moved quite fast.
So for those that don't know, the man speaking with me here on my left, his name is Graham Nichols, and he's the curator on this ground. He took over the ground quite a few years ago, and to be honest, you wouldn't have called it a cricket ground when he took it over.
Well played.
And there's been some years and years of blood, sweat and tears gone into this, but I can't remember the ground ever looking so nice. Nico, congratulations.
Thanks mate, it is looking good. A lot of work. For a good cause.
How much work goes into it each week?
It's 5 days, 6 days a week. She comes to bowl now.
Rock's back again. Well fielded at square leg. 5 or 6 days a week. And that, what, full days? Half days?
Yeah, half days.
Half
It's
days.
a bit hot to be working all day here in Bali.
So you like to get out here early?
Get down here 6 to 7 o'clock.
Yep.
All the watering, I have staff that help me, and
Yep.
I can't do a lot myself, but I supervise pretty much. And yeah, it's come along nice. Early days I had some help from some local
Yep.
people, some good friends, some people actually that known in Jakarta cricket helped me here.
Yep.
It's come along. Still got a lot of work to go. We want to get it up to a standard, where it is an international ground.
Yep.
Yeah, possibly turf wickets. It's going to take a lot. Finances don't really allow for that at this stage. But,
Yep.
Hopefully in the future.
Looks like we've got another change of bowler, is it? That's 4 overs down, none for 29, Indonesia. So it's been a really nice start.
Playing ball right arm over.
That's short as well, and that's pushed out to deep point. Well fielded. So just a bit short and a bit wide, most of the bowling so far. Hasn't really been much pressure put onto this Indonesian opening pair. They seem to be happy to wait for the bad ball and even pushing the good balls around just to create that single. Now the field is quite open. Obviously still restricted until the 6th over. Short and wide again. It's played off the back foot. Carbon copy of the last shot. So Molina moves on to 9 off 11. Nanda currently the leading run scorer, 16 off 13 balls, including that 1-4 she hit, which was a beautiful shot. Sorry, 1-6 and 1-4. So upside down. Upside down.
Another single letter square leg.
So it's been a highlight of the batting this morning, the way they've been able to turn the strike over. I remember commentating the under-19s games earlier in the year, and we definitely didn't see this from the Indonesian under-19s. They seem to get bogged down a little bit at the crease. But these girls are happy to take on the fielders and to place the ball and to be backing up and taking the run. So there must be a lot of work going on to their running between the wickets, I think.
The bowl now pitched up a little bit better. She had to check her shot then.
That's
just
a wonderful
tapped it away
single
for
again.
a quick single.
And another hit, another direct hit from the fielding team.
They're on the mark with
They're
their
on the
throwing.
mark. The fielding hasn't been bad. The bowling hasn't been that bad. It's just the odd one that they're letting the Indonesians get away with, a bit short or a bit full,
They have
a bit
got
wide.
time they have got time at the crease at the moment with the length they're bowling. But when they pitch the ball up, they are asking questions.
That's well bowled. Dipped on her.
There you go, that one plenty of air then.
Yeah, dipped down, dug out.
Leader
Well
for
played
length.
once again from Nanda.
But I've watched Nanda over the last few years, and she really is very elegant batter. She never throws her wicket away. Bowler's ready at her mark now, and she comes. Very short, that one. Oh, got away with the ball.
Got away with it. Picked the fielder.
Straight to the fielder mid on. She'll be
That's the end of the over, I think. So it wasn't a bad over. Only 5 runs from it. That moves them 5 overs. None for 34. We'll see if we've got the spinner to return after bowling a tidy over last time. Sharma. They should be looking to get this first wicket and get the break on this partnership, which is currently growing at around 6 and over. So just a tad under. So they want to get this breakthrough. And can she do it? She certainly needs to get the ball up there. Nothing too short. There's the first one. That's short. Oh,
gave herself plenty of room.
Gave her a lot of room.
Moved around on the crease and tried to hit it behind
How's the
square.
umpire see that? Buys. Probably lucky it wasn't wide, considering it missed the stump outside leg. But I guess the batter did move across the crease.
Very keen to hit to that leg side then.
Only got the cover, or only one fielder really covering out there too. Once again, backwards in the crease.
They're finding it a little bit hard when she's giving it so much air, getting up above the eye level. and they're finding it hard to pick the length. They're moving around at the crease, but misjudging it a little bit, I think.
I'm interested to see if Nanda comes out of her crease here. She's done that quite a few times already this innings. There she comes, no, and back she goes. She does like to advance.
Pushed away for no runs, another dot ball. It's a good over for the Singapore team.
This is what they need. Pressure builds pressure, especially in this first match. They really need to build the pressure up on this pair. That's a nice ball. Well played. Should be able to pick up 2 here. Oh. She wants another one. She's coming back for 3rd. This will be close. Just in by the look of it.
I think she was right there, yep.
That is good running. Very, very good running.
And believe me, it's hot out there. It's very humid. That sun's just sucking the moisture out of the ground now. Very humid.
I think Belina's heart would have been in her mouth for a second. But that is very good running.
That's well run though, 3 runs.
Which umpire's Sonny out there? Nico?
Sonny's out there at square leg.
He's at square leg, so that was his decision.
I think.
Comes out of the crease,
so.
That's in the air. There's a chance. Oh, what a catch.
Very
Running
good
back
catch.
with the flight.
That's
That is
an
a lovely
excellent
catch. And there's the breakthrough they needed. It's a lovely catch. That's 1 for 38.
She was on the run and caught it at full stretch. Yeah, no, very nice catch.
Nice bowling too by Sharma. The last couple of overs they've really started to put a little bit more pressure on the Indonesian pair, and it's caused the first wicket, which is credit to them. Well fielded. The fielding's been fantastic all day.
Sorry, Dave. This is actually, I think it's this is Sonny this end. They are brothers. They do look very much alike.
I wonder how many brothers have umpired a ICC sanctioned event.
Yeah.
They'd be interested to know that fact.
Times that's happened, yes.
I couldn't imagine too many.
International cricket match with 2 brothers officiating, yeah. They're experienced umpires here in Bali. They involved in the local competition. A new batsman. Let's try and have a look here.
So,
no.
I'm not sure.
This is Mary, I think.
Oh, they've called that an over. We've only.
Mary. Yeah,
Yes. Maria.
Oh,
straight off the mark. That's runs.
4 runs.
That's 4. I'm not sure we can bowl too short with Timurray. It's a nice way to get off the mark.
We call her Mary here. I know. Very prominent in the pond games and also in the Kartini Cup.
Yes.
She scored very heavily in both those competitions. This is a lady who would train all day long. She'll stay in the nets and bat as long as someone will bowl to her.
She's one of the older, more experienced players in the team too, isn't she?
Yeah, very much so. I'm not sure how old, but yeah, she's very keen.
So that's what's happened here. Is that over? I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay.
New bowler.
So that's 6 overs down, which means that the restrictions in the field have been lifted, so you can have more players out on the boundary if you want. And looks like we've got another new bowler coming in.
We've got 1, 2, 3 in the deep.
So the definitely decided to spread their field a bit. They've brought back on the opener, I believe. Joanna.
Coming in from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. Looks like
That's a bit
leggy
short
to
as
me.
well.
And that's been pulled away
Yes.
behind square for 4 runs.
Lovely shot by Nanda. She's starting to look like she's going to get some big runs here today, Nico.
Yeah, she's to me one of the standouts. Love to watch her bat. First time I saw her bat, the first thing that came to mind was watching Mark Waugh in his young days. Just looked like he had all the time in the world, and that's just how she looks to me. Shot selection always seems to be right. Doesn't throw the her wicket away.
That's a wide.
Down the leg side. And some of the shots she plays is very, very classical. Loves to play square off the back foot. Not a big lady, only very small, but her timing is beautiful.
That's well played. The timing is unbelievable.
Dances down the wicket. It's sad that the ground is a little bit slow, that you're not seeing the full value for her shots, because that's a beautiful shot.
There's only one person we can blame for the
Yeah,
slow
I take
ground, and that's the guy
responsibility.
on my left.
Yeah, well,
The curator.
The rain last night didn't help very much there.
Taking centre.
We can do what we can do.
Let's see what Mary does. She's got a very interesting action, Joanna. She comes over with some grace and then really whips it. So it'll be the easiest action to face.
She comes to bowl now. All full toss. That
Oh,
should be-
chalk it up.
Yeah, that's on the end of the cue.
Hit
that
the
one.
end of the bat.
Ooh, that
Your eyes lit
very
up.
close to a no ball,
Would have been, yes.
I think.
Got away with that one.
Yeah, very, very close. I think Mr. Coley might have been calling that one. Brad wouldn't have been happy.
That's another full toss. Oh, this could be a run out. No, they've gone to the wrong end.
And this time he has called the no ball. That will be a free hit.
And to take the free hit will be Nanda. Much to her delight. No wonder she pushed through for the single.
Yeah, be pretty keen to get on strike for the free hit.
The bowler's lost her towel. Let's see where she goes here with this. She doesn't want to be full. Wants to find the length. She comes in.
It's a better ball, but she's
And
gone
that's
big.
well timed. It is a free hit. So she's decided to let it bounce. Could not be caught out.
It's the single. Deep mid on.
So still a couple of deliveries left in this over. It's been a little bit expensive compared to some of the previous overs. This is the time when it starts to open up a bit with the fielder out, fielders out, and down she comes. That is well hit. One bounce to the fielder on a deep mid off, and a lovely return throw.
That was a lovely. Right beside the stumps.
Yep.
On the full.
I must admit, playing a bit of cricket here in Indonesia, the fielding, men's and ladies, is something to be in awe of. Very athletic. Oh, that's well played. Had to adjust her shot. Pushes through for a quick single. Oh, direct hit. She might have been close there.
They're still picking up those singles. There's not a lot of dot balls.
Last one of the over. That's full again. And that is hit where it should have went.
Through mid-wicket, full toss, knee-high full toss, hit very sweetly by Mary there.
So that's a good way to finish the over. An expensive one. 12 runs from that over. That's 7 overs down. Oh, sorry, 16 runs from the over. 7 overs down. And 1 for 58, Indonesia. So be interested to see what the thoughts are out in the middle there now. Whether they start to try and push this run rate up towards the 10 and over mark. With all the, considering they've only got 1 down and they've got 9 in the shed. And then also on the other side of the coin to see what Singapore can do to try and get this second breakthrough. So we've got to change your bowler now.
Chaturani coming in from the top deck nightclub end.
Looks like we have another spinner.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Top Deck Nightclub, opening I believe Saturday week, a new nightclub, the only nightclub on the booket, and also the Bull's Head Steakhouse, very famous in Jimbaran for beautiful meals. Chris, the owner, the chef, is top-notch food, beautiful.
Get down there a little bit, Nico.
I do get down there regularly on a Sunday for their roast. Every Sunday they have a roast meal, whether it's pork, chicken or lamb, beef. Roll it in.
It's a nice ball. It's pushed into a gap though. There should be at least 2 here.
Well run.
Well run. Lovely shot by Nanda. So she's pushing along quite quickly into the 30s now. 30 off 24 balls.
She's there till the end. They'll have a decent score, that's for sure.
Still on strike. That's a better ball. Push it back in her crease. Bend it away into the offside. Well fielded.
That's a lot of the girls have got a little towel tucked into their pants. It's very sweaty out there, very humid. To hold on to the ball.
That's a bit short.
Oh, she's looking for the
switch.
Reverse sweep. Wasn't
switch
on.
Hit. It's a rare dot ball. 2 in a row actually. Although she's got a shortened run up here, she's still got a bit of zip through to the keeper. That's too short and wide. So, it's been the story of the morning really. A couple of good balls, and then that wider ball sort of lets the batter off.
If the field's set so deep, there is a lot of singles out there, that's for sure. Now.
That's very short, and that's well played. Pick the gap, and that'll run away for 4.
And through mid-wicket. Lovely shot. Too short, she likes to rock back. It's certainly not the place to bowl to her. Nice little breeze just starting to come up here in Indiana. Very pleasant day.
How do you see the week panning out weather-wise?
Oh, it's a bit
think
worrying
we
this time
can?
of the year.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
We're starting to come into our wet season, and we're getting. That's certainly helped the ground. That we've had some regular rain. I think we might be right for the next 24 hours, but after that, there's rain predicted.
Yep. So 3 to come on this over. Yeah, it looks like it'd be very lucky if we could see play every day.
I'm hoping most of it will be at night.
That's way too full, and that's 4 more.
Lovely shot, behind square.
That's where the pythons live over there, isn't it, Nico?
That is where there is a decent sized snake up in there, and the girls have been told not to retrieve the balls in there. We did have an incident a year or so ago. One of the girls went to retrieve a ball and found a nice python in there. And believe me, where the water comes in here, when I have to do any repairs or anything like that, I'm very, very cautious. If you see the location of the ground, we are in a bit of a jungle area of the university. It's the very underdeveloped part of the university. Comes in the bowl now.
Another full one. This is a batting display to be in awe of.
4 runs through mid-wicket.
And perfectly played. It wasn't hit uppish. It was just a beautiful cricket shot. What you touched on before. She just plays the ball where it needs to go.
Yeah.
So there's still one more in this over, which has been a very expensive over. Already 16 off the over. So there's definitely been a push in scoring in the last couple.
Yeah, formidable sort of a total look like. Only 1 wicket down.
She's coming around the wicket here too, which maybe just change it up. Everything's going the leg side. Maybe come back over the wicket and make them play on the offside.
It's a better ball.
It's a better ball and a well-run single. Oh, has a shot, and this is going to run. Unlucky.
It is a slower part of the ground, otherwise they would have gone for 4 overthrows.
There's 2 more. So one of them more. Oh, that's gone over again. It's more runs. No. Okay, so 18 runs off that over.
We have 3 that last ball with the 2 overthrows, I think,
There was only 1 overthrow.
1 overthrow.
Yeah, they ran the single and then the 1 overthrow. So in that over, a very productive one for Nanda. Moves along to 44 off 30. Mary on 10 runs off 5, and she currently has the strike.
We're about to have a little guest visit from the Indonesian coach, Nguyen here. Is he a happy man at the moment? Nguyen's only just got back from Tokyo, where they had some men's World Cup qualifying games, and very, very happy with their overall, where they've they've improved their rankings from, I think it was 85 down to 57 in the world, which is a great effort. And bowler about to come in from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. Pitch is too short again. I think the backward square leg got a hand on that. It'll stop it going for 4, but they'll pick up the 2.
And it's 2 more. 2 more to the total. Lovely throw again.
Much too short there.
So that's 2 more to the total and 2 more to Maria. She moves along to 12 off 6, so she's striking at 200%. Certainly hasn't messed around since she come to the crease, and she's played her role. She's kept Nanda on strike, who's obviously has her eye in. And then when she's on strike, she's pushing the runs and making the runs as well.
Another short ball.
She'll be disappointed with that, just a single.
She might have got a bit of glove on that.
She would have wanted to work that one to the boundary, I think.
That was,
short and wide.
Yes, disappointed in that one. That is her bread and butter.
So after this over, we're halfway through the innings. And it's been a wonderful start for Indonesia.
She comes to bowl now. That's better pitched up, but it's still leg side though, that one. Just got a little bit of little nurdle down the leg side for a quick single.
The single, that's a wide.
I was called a wide, it must have been a
So
bye.
there's 2 more to the total.
Bowl again, there we on strike. Well, that's very short, that one.
That's cut away, slashed
It was
away.
in her own half, that one.
Well fielded.
But only the single.
Oh.
Chance of an overthrow. They give their ball up to the keeper. Making it hard when you've got the Astro Turf wickets, when it's just on the bounce, just in front of the keeper. Can very often hit the edge of the wicket and results in overthrows or even will be dangerous for the keeper.
So Nanda back on strike. Short again and wide.
Down the leg side.
Happy to let that one go. So the pressure needs to come from somewhere. If they're wanting to get wickets and they're wanting to get back in this game, which bowler is going to put their hand up and take this on? Because the way we're going now, we're looking at a projected score of 185, even if the run rate doesn't go up. That's short and wide again, and that's a lovely shot.
Over the top, mid-wicket. They should run out to the boundary for 4.
Stepped into that, and there's 4 more.
Yeah, impressive start.
Certain professionalism out there for the Indonesian ladies. So Nanda's moved on to 44 off 30 balls. Some wonderful innings. It's what you need from an opening batter in these 2020 games. Some stability and also to score it above 100% strike rate. That's short and that's hit away again.
But once again she's hit straight to the
Oh,
gap.
probably
Didn't get
could have
through
run
the
too.
gap, but she hit straight through that gap. The placement and timing are beautiful.
So sorry, yeah, she's moved on to 49 runs now. 49 off 32. So only one away from her half century. Short again. Leans back. Unlucky not to get more on that. It could have been a big one. Fielded well and scampered through for 2. Lovely running.
That's the over.
So 14 runs off that over. So it's another expensive one. They've moved to 1 for 90. Mary 16 off just 9 balls. Nanda on 49 off 32, and she retains the strike this over.
That's a nice strike rate.
So we have the same bowler from last over. Sharma. We've seen her earlier. Bowls a bit of spin. It's a bit of flight.
Yeah, her last over was a good one where she's is actually putting up above the eye line and they're struggling to find the right length. One of the better overs bowled.
The captain will be wanting a wicket on this one, I'm sure. So here we go. Half century looms. It's well bowled. Oh! And beaten her. It's a nice bit of flight. Nice length.
Beaten back there today.
They've been a bit short, and that just shows you can get the ball up and cause all sorts of trouble. So, Nanda, stranded on 49. Sure she'll love to push a single. Bring up this half century.
International half century.
Well bowled again, and there it is. There's 50.
Push the single.
Well batted.
Well done, Nanda. And her teammates are letting her know.
Is she going to raise the bat? Yes,
Well
there it is
deserved.
there. Certainly would have been a fine if there wasn't a bat raised, I hope.
I don't know if the girls have fine sessions. We'll have to talk to them about that. Maybe something we can introduce.
It's another nice ball. Leans back. Oh, unluckily. Dropped in the field, but that was hit hard.
Hit very hard to square leg then. It was into the bread basket, in and out though. Very powerful hitter, Mary.
But they're the sort of catches you've got to take in these type of games.
They've had a lot of opportunities. So
That's the first opportunity they've had that they haven't taken. And hopefully it doesn't cost them too much, but the way Mary's hitting him, it could cost them a lot.
I'd make advantage of that little chance.
That's a lovely ball, and that is well hit. Oh, nearly beats the fielder.
Run on the throw, very well run again.
Lovely. It's 2 more to the total.
It was well struck there, straight down the ground, mid on.
This has been a better over though. 4 balls gone and only 3 runs, which has been what they need to start building a bit more pressure.
No, a bit short that one.
And that one's hit, and that one's caught.
The same girl, she's made amends for the drop catch before.
Hasn't cost too many runs.
She'll be very thankful to have that one in their hands.
So that was caught by Joanna. So should be relieved to have been able to catch that.
Yeah, only cost the team 2 runs.
So it's 2 wickets down. So that's positive for the Singapore team.
But again, I find that when the girl is putting the ball up above the eye line, making it hard for him to pick the length, she tried to get back. Maybe it wasn't quite short enough to play that shot.
A lovely innings by Mary. 18 runs off just 12 balls. And it brings a new batter to the crease. Nanda receiving a bit of water and a little bit of coaching here. Bit of encouragement. It'd be very hot out there in the middle at the moment. I know sitting here in the comms room, I wouldn't call it a room, a roof.
We don't want walls. It's
We don't want walls.
Here.
But it would be very hot out there in the middle, so Nanda now needs to start thinking about her mental game.
She's got an ice pack on her back there, just trying to cool her down. She is. It is very hot out there. And as I said, they've only started playing cricket and preparing again recently. The Bali girls have been playing all season here, of course, but as far as the representative training, we've had the under-19 ladies. Proudly to say they won their way through to next year's World Cup. To my understanding, it's the first Indonesian team in any sport to make a World Cup. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of there. The under-19 girls. A lot of the women here have participated in training with the under-19 girls to give them more pressure, and it's certainly played dividends.
It's wonderful for Indonesia, definitely, to have a team represented on a world stage in an up-and-coming sport in the country. It's not something that you would have probably spoken about 10 years ago, but cricket is becoming more and more popular here.
I'd love to see more publicity for it. The media should be jumping on board. A team making a World Cup, that doesn't happen every day. And in Indonesia, it's never happened before.
Yep.
They're strong in soccer, strong in their badminton, but they've never made a World Cup. And the under-19 ladies certainly surpassed all expectations.
So, yeah.
Did very, very well.
So the current run rate here is 9.5 and over, which projects us, if we're not to change the run rate from here to the end, to 184, which would be a wonderful score for the Indonesian ladies. 2 down for 93. Obviously Nanda just passed her half century and she sits on 50 off 34, and it brings Ariani to the crease, one of the more experienced players also. So we'll see what this partnership can be put together, but Singapore will be desperate to get a breakthrough here early. They need to get the pressure back on this team, otherwise we could see a very, very big run chase.
They want to be bowling some better lines and lengths, Ariana. She can hit a big ball.
So yeah, 1 ball off halfway through the innings, so there's still 1 to come in this over, and that'll see us finish the 10th over. And yeah, if you'd said at the start of the game you'd be on 93 after 10 overs, I think most teams would take that, Nico.
They certainly would.
And only having 2 down is even better.
Great foundation for an excellent score here. With the ground being that little bit slow, you know, the scores even in club games are around between 140 to 160, even over 160 was hard to chase down.
So here's Sharma to bowl her final ball to the new batter, Ariani, and she just plays that away, and no single taken. So that's a very, very tidy over. That's what they needed. And only 3 runs from it and a wicket. It gives us a halfway point of the innings. 10 overs down, 2 for 93. Nanda on 50 and Ariana new to the crease. One ball face, still yet to get off the mark.
I think they actually had their drinks break.
Yeah, they just had a drink
that
break.
last.
Yeah.
It was a fairly long changeover for the change of batsmen, so they must have taken their wicket.
Yep.
Batswoman.
No.
Batswoman. Batter. So it is Nanda to take strike. I think it's a change of bowler.
Change of bowler. He's down the
boys'
wide.
head end.
No wide. Well, that was
Didn't call it
unusual.
wide there for some reason. Maybe bounce over the top of the leg stump.
Doesn't matter if it's leg side, it's a wide, I think. So this is Kumar. He leans back on that, punches it through the fielder. Out to deep point, returned back again, and just take the single. Yeah, unless the batter moved across the crease there, and maybe it did jump over the leg stump. Nevertheless, let's see if
Bowler's in now. Off the back foot.
lovely
Pushes
shot.
out to point. No run. We did have a bit of cloud cover before, but that sun's beating down on them now. Cloud's pushing away a bit.
So Annie on strike, shorter one, pulled away to the boundary, fielded nicely in the deep. Lovely return again. That's hit the stumps again.
The stumps, their accuracy at the stumps is incredible.
Incredible.
I've never seen a team hit the stumps so much. Let's just hope that they don't throw away all the good throws too early. None of them have really been risky runs.
So Vinu Kumar, still with 2 left in this over. And that's well played.
Good length ball
Nice
there.
line, nice length. This is what they needed. Another tight over. Only 2 runs from it so far. 1 ball to come. Nanda on strike. And that's a lovely shot. It's played down to the deep, and that has flown.
Oh, well backed up.
Well backed up. Got a bit of an awkward bounce there. Might have to talk to the curator about that one.
The husband's fault there. I certainly recall when that was absolute landmines down that part of the ground.
That's the end of the over. So, after 11 overs, Indonesia move 2 for 96. And there's been a couple of good tight overs here from Singapore, which has sort of brought the run rate back a little bit, which the captain be pretty happy about after the bit of wayward bowling at the start.
Looks like the captain's bringing herself on now for her first over. This is Sajina.
So Gina Mahesh
Yes, yeah.
coming off a longer run, so we could have a bit of pace here, I
I
think.
think it's Shafina it is, yes. Oh, she's off a long run up.
So let's see what the captain can do here, Mahesh. She's moving the field around.
At the toss, she did say they wanted to bowl first just to have a look at the conditions. They haven't played here before.
Quite a long run up, very fast, and that is full. And
Toss.
got away. Well played. Luckily to get a hand on it, I think it's square leg. Just pulled it up a little bit, not quite to the boundary, and just the 2 runs. It was a little bit foolish. Came on pretty quick though to Nanda. I think she was a bit surprised how quick that was. How long have you been curating here, Graham?
Curating about 7 weeks. Looking after the ground, or improving the ground, most probably for about a bit over 3 years.
So it's been a 3-year battle.
It's been a battle. Defender comes in the bowl, right,
Another full one.
Full toss down the leg
It's well
side
kept.
this time. And it's a wide.
It's called a wide. Well kept.
Very well kept. It was down the leg side, so you wouldn't have seen it till late.
So 3 years, and just to give the viewers an idea what the oval used to look like, prior to you coming on board?
I would say it was 10% grass and best. 80% rock.
Does that include the artificial turf on the wicket?
That most probably would include the turf, yes. Look, at the end of the wet season, there's always a bit of grass on it. Well, let's say weed.
That's well bowled. Bit of lift off the pitch.
The one that lifts there at that length, they do get a bit of lift off the wicket.
Certainly haven't seen this type of pace yet from the Singapore team. So this is a welcome change. The batters are sort of finding it a little bit hard to get away.
I think she's picked the right end to bowl too, because that's the end that she will get the variable bounce.
So
moves into bowl now. It's
right up dipped on
Yorker length, dug out by Nanda. Well bowled, well batted. That's the length they want to be able to bowl.
Pressure's starting to build here. So still 3 to come in this over due to that wide. And it's really, the run rate is really starting to slow down a bit.
Boundaries have slowed down a lot, yes. The bowl now. A little bit short that time. She rocks back and just nudges it through behind point. And they go through, a bit of indecision, but they get through for a single.
Get through for the single, yeah.
There's a comfortable single there.
Moves Nanda on to 55 off 42. So 10% cover.
At best.
At best.
And
on a good day.
We did use a push mower for, I think we made it 9 times with a push mower.
Have you ever tried the push mower towed behind your scooter?
I did try that, yes. It didn't work very well.
That's a lovely shot. Well fielded too by the bowler.
A hand to it.
Slowed the ball down a lot. They pushed through for a single. Oh,
another good throw though, right beside the stumps. Yeah, I thought about putting a
lovely
peg
shot
in
by
the
Annie.
And having a rope and seeing if it would just, with a.
Yep.
But no, a bit of help. We end up with a ride-on mower, and but at this time of year we're mowing it once a week at least. The growth we've got now, fertilised, a lot of fertilising.
Yep.
Bowler comes in now.
That's another lovely ball. Well played off the back foot.
Back foot, push through for a single.
Nanda's looking very steady here, very strong. Both sides of the ground. That's not a bad over though. There's 5 runs off it.
That's what Singapore.
Oh, sorry, 6 runs off the over.
Start to bring that run rate back a little bit. Put some pressure on the Indonesian batters.
Let's see who they're going to go to now. Are they going to give Kumar another over by the look of it?
Over, it looks like, yes. The umpire, who's it, Yusuf, has her hat.
So Vinu Kumar bowled a very tight over last over. She only went for 3 runs. She wanted to try and keep that pressure on this over. We all know pressure brings wickets, so she'll be hoping to tie these batters down. Another good ball.
Yeah, she bowls a much better length.
Certainly not the fastest of the bowls we've seen today, but the length and the lines there, and that's what counts in these type of games where they're trying to push quick runs. It's harder to get away when it's on the right spot.
A little bit you miss, I hit sort of thing.
Yep.
So the girls are a little bit circumspect to her.
Number 2, second ball. It comes down the wicket. Plays that one down along on. Push through for a single. So let's see what Annie does. Just 2 off her first 4 deliveries. She'll be looking to push the run rate, I'm sure. She'll be in there to do a job.
Bowler comes in now.
Nice, well bowled.
On the back foot she tries to...
Takes her a bit high, I think, on the thigh.
Yeah, on the thigh pad.
One of the first appeals we've heard, though. It's the first time the ball's hit the body.
Yeah, one of the very few times, yes. Not many balls have beaten the bat. That time she tried to tickle around the leg side, but failed to get bat on ball for no run. Dot ball. In the ball now. That's a fuller pitch, but wide. Wide the off stump and called a wide by the umpire.
So yeah, the 100's up, 103. 2 for 103 for Indonesia.
The ball now. Pitch right up there, driving
Wonderful
length
ball.
though. Push down the ground to deep mid off for an easy single.
So the strike turning over again here, which is the key. When you can't get the balls to the boundary, you still got to get your ball in the gaps and get singles. Keep changing the strike, changing the scoreboard over.
The ball now. That's a short ball.
That's short.
Steps inside it, just clips it away through the mid wicket for a single.
Lovely throw again. So yeah, still a pretty tidy over this one.
Very few boundaries since drinks, or since the fall of the last wicket.
Lovely ball. Oh, that's a wide and it's gone through the keeper, so they're going to pick up a second. That's going to keep running. Oh, they decided not to
run again on that. So that'll be 2 wides.
So let's see if she can finish this over off.
Where we're sitting here, we're not behind the bowler, so it is a little bit hard to pick up the line at times. Comes in the bowl now, and there's another wide outside the off stump. Well outside.
Alright, see if we can finish this over this ball.
Comes in the bowl now. Well, that was a better ball. It was a difficult length. That in between, whether to go back, whether to go forward. If you're not going back and really, couldn't hit the ball with any power then, and the result was a dot ball.
So 7 off that one. So she's bowled 2 overs, none for 10 runs. And we'll see if the captain will have another one. I most probably think she will.
That's what's coming back on.
Mahesh.
Shafina.
Mahesh.
I think she's fairly happy with the way they fielded. Only one drop catch. It was hit very hard to her, but made up for it with the next one. So they've taken 2 catches. And their fielding and their throwing has been quite good. A little bit lack of backing up, but overall it hasn't been bad. In the bowl now. Pitches are right up, drivable length, hit over the top of cover.
A little bit upish. They'll scamper through for the single. That brings Nanda back on strike. So Nanda also the wicket keeper in this Indonesian team. Is that correct, Nico?
To be honest, she doesn't keep, but not all the time.
Yep. It seems like she's keeping today. Got her listed.
That might be about team balance, I'm not sure. I don't know that she's a regular keeper. I have seen her keep in, I think it was in the Kartini Cup, she might have kept a little bit.
She's going to have a big day in the field, that's for sure, if she continues out here in the middle.
Lovely shot.
That's a lovely shot. Well timed.
Along the ground the whole way.
Sounded nice off the bat too.
It's nice to see bowler Shafino pitching the ball right up there, giving him a chance to swing. If you're not pitching it up there, the ball's not going to swing for you. Yeah, you'll get hit down the ground a little bit, but you can protect that. Pitch it right up and let the ball do a bit of work.
It's a bit full, but pulled away nicely. Well fielded. Lovely fielding. Quickly in.
Almost behind the square leg umpire there. Went through her very quickly, so only a chance of a single.
The other thing I got told about Nanda, she went to Australia and played in a country week cricket tournament over there and starred.
I hadn't heard, but I certainly talked to many people here after watching Nanda last year. Talked about the possibility of getting her over there, put her under the spotlight a little bit, and maybe she could be picked up by an Australian club.
It's a lovely ball. It's a lovely length. And well dug out. Yeah, well, she did. She went over and she starred in the competition. So certainly played at higher levels of cricket. This is obviously the pinnacle for these girls, playing for their country.
Yeah, well, next year the girls will certainly have hopes of pushing for a World Cup qualification.
Oof. Just rocked back and a little underside edge.
That was one of the things when I first come down to the ground down here and saw the ground, and I basically said, how can anyone perform on this sort of a surface? And made it a bit of a mission to give the girls something to play on, something decent to be able to perform at a higher level. And they're certainly showing it here today.
So one more to come in this over for Mahesh. She's bowling well. That's 2 full. And there's that boundary we were talking about.
Yep. Yeah,
very easy.
Mid-wicket.
So that's Nanda's area. You don't want to be bowling there. So that pushes her up to 63 off 51 balls.
He's happy to pull off the front or the back foot.
And that moves the total to 2 for 116 with 14 overs gone. The current run rate's dropped a little down to 8.3.
Yeah, he's still going to give their bowler something to bowl at.
A good score on this oval in the men's competition that I played in. Sort of we talked par was around 150, 160, but that was certainly a lot faster than this. The ground has slowed down a little bit with the rain that we've had overnight, and had quite a bit of rain in Bali over the last few weeks, to be honest. And I think par in this, what do you think, Graham?
I'd
130?
140 would be a good score.
140, a good score.
Yeah, because boundaries are hard to, unless you're going aerial, boundaries are hard to come by.
Yep.
It does slow down a lot.
Oh, it's a dot ball. So Basan has come back into the attack. Ria. She's already bowled 2 overs, but she was a little bit expensive early on, so she'll be wanting to really tighten things up here.
A little bit too short early on. She's trying to pitch that ball up.
It was a good start though. There's that shorter one.
Short again, pulled away. Oh, they might look for 2 here. No, only the one. Well fielded. Had to cover a fair bit of ground there. She's come across from mid-on, from mid-off, across to the shorter mid-on to retrieve that ball. Keep it to a single. It's very well fielded. We've got Nanda on strike now, in the rear. Goes in the bowl,
Short one. Oh, that's a miss hit. And the keeper is under it.
Oh! No, there's been a collision. No calling there. Luckily, no one's hurt. I did not hear a call at all. It should have been the keepers.
It should have been the keeper's ball.
The point and the bowler both come screaming in for it. And,
looking at the replay, that was brutal. Oh,
very, very lucky there wasn't.
Very lucky there wasn't an injury.
That's certainly reminiscent of things we saw back in the well, for most people you wouldn't remember, the 70s and early 80s with some...
Nico, none of these girls were born in that time.
I don't think any of them, maybe their parents weren't born. But I do recall...
That could have been a lot worse than it was.
Yeah, Terry Alderman did a shoulder from memory.
That's a lovely shot, pulled away by Annie. A little bit on Annie. Annie started cricket when she was 14 years old, playing in the under-15 boys competition. She was the only girl playing in the whole competition. And she worked her way through that, and she starred in that competition.
founding players.
One of the founding players in the team, yeah.
And they've certainly come a long way since then.
Another short one.
Nanda pulls that away.
Nanda must be feeling lucky after being dropped
and it's gone
and
for
then
4.
hitting the ball and getting it midfield and getting a 4. So definitely luck on her side at the moment, Nanda. She moves along to 68. Obviously had a life there with some miscommunication in the field, and then a misfield gives her 4 runs. So
yeah, it's one thing here. She's been out there for a long time, Nanda, and very oppressive conditions. It's not real hot, maybe 32 degrees here today, but the humidity is very, very high. Bowler comes in, leg side.
that's a lovely shot.
Swung around behind square. Just a single. She does rock back very nicely on that back foot.
Yeah, she's good on the front and the back foot, that's for sure. And that sees the end of the over. So that's 15 overs gone. Indonesia 2 for 124. Nanda 69 off 54. And Annie 7 off 11.
Serena coming in for her last over, I think.
Yes, this will be Rio Basin for her final over. She's bowled some tidy overs, but she's also bowled some loose balls, so I'm sure she'll be wanting to
finish off strongly
with this over and see if she can get a wicket. So she's going to come over the wicket on her final over.
Bowl now, there's the one flighted right up. Not on the half volley though.
Almost another misfield.
Straight down the ground for an easy single.
Many easy singles. So what's the thoughts on the ground, Mr. Curator? You think you'll get on the mower again sometime before the end of the weekend?
I think Sunday morning will be a definite chance. Weather depending, of course.
It's another good ball. It works around backward square. Pushing in off the fence. Well fielded.
The growth they're getting at the moment.
Oh, this could be overthrows. No, well backed up.
It will certainly require mowing again before the end of the tournament.
Yes.
It is hard having these tournaments. We only have really one match ground in Bali, so all cricket is played here. It is the hub for our representative teams. They've been training 5 days a week pretty much for the last 6 months.
Yep.
And a lot of centre wicket training.
That's a lovely shot. It's found the gap, I think, and that'll be 4 runs.
And straight at the side screen. Lovely shot.
Lovely shot. So she's moved along to 74 now. I'm sure in the back of her mind there would be a
possible 100
possible
there,
international 100, which I don't know, but is there many of these ladies that have made it?
Unfortunately, we don't have a record book here.
I wouldn't think there'd be that many.
Pulls inside, steps inside, but hits straight to mid-wicket to the fielder and no runs. Yeah, I certainly not aware of any centuries in our
international games.
International.
Yeah.
They certainly don't play a lot of international cricket.
And obviously it hasn't been a... Let's see this ball. Advances again, moves into the gap, into deep mid-wicket. Well fielded and well thrown. Yeah, you wouldn't think, especially with the COVID period, losing the next nearest part of 2 and a bit years, 3 years of no cricket, you wouldn't think there would be many international hundreds, so this could be a big moment for Indonesian cricket if she can get there. Still a long way to go. Still needs 25, but only 4 overs left.
Showing signs of a bit of tiredness out there.
So Annie on strike. She comes forward too, and she has hit that well. Straight to what I would like to call cow corner.
Corner, that's
and pierces the fielders. So finds the gap, takes 4 runs, and that's over. So that's the final over for Sharma.
Kerry O'Keefe would have called that a lovely slap.
A lovely slap.
Yes.
So yes, that's 4 overs down for Sharma. Probably the best of the bowlers in the end. 2 wickets for 27 runs. Well bowled. Few adjustments to gloves and a little bit of water. So we have 4 overs still to play in this first innings for Indonesia. Currently 2 for 135, sitting very well with 8 wickets still in the shed. You would expect to start seeing a few more balls flying around, you would suggest.
Should sink at it now.
And Singapore have definitely decided they're going to put some pressure on. They've brought the field up a bit. New bowler.
They do play slightly different rules. The international women's rules, it's a 23 yard in a circle compared to the men's 30 yard.
Oh, a little full. Pulled away again. Well fielded down at backward square. So this is Basar, Adi Basar. Obviously opened the bowling earlier today. First 2 overs went for 13 runs, so quite tidy. Yet to get a wicket. I'm sure she'll be pushing here to try and to get the breakthrough for this Singapore team. Comes in for a second ball. That's well bowled. It's a nice spot, and it's well worked into the gap by Annie. Well played by Annie. So Nanda back on strike. Let's see what she does here with the field up.
No one on strike. False start there. Back to her mark.
No one at deep mid off, which she has been quite fond of. There's the ball. Rocks back on the back foot, punches it. It's a dot ball. Well played and well bowled. This is good tactics, I think, from Singapore to bring a couple of these deeper fielders up and give her the option to try and take them on and go over the field. They really need this wicket.
Bowl.
There it is there.
It's back.
Straight at her.
Drop catch.
That's what we were just talking about.
That's exactly it.
So there's another life. So an innings of luck, but also an innings of skill. But yeah, this is what we just talked about, having the pressure on her and giving her that option to try and take on the field. But the fielders have obviously have to take that catch when it comes.
Oh, the move's in now. Short again. This time she got onto it. She pulled it over the top through mid-wicket.
Put that away.
For 4 runs.
Well played.
Almost identical ball.
So she moves along to 17 off 15 balls, and she's starting to build quite an innings of her own. Annie.
2 for 142 now after 17. But 1 ball to go here in the 16th over.
Basan, the bowler, would have been disappointed with that drop catch, but she'll be hoping now that she can make amends.
It's in the bowl. That's a better ball pitch.
Oh, that's wide.
No, not called a wide. That's a good ball. Must have been just inside the line at the Yorker length. That's probably the best place to bowl late in the innings.
So 3 overs to come. 42 on the board with 2 down, 8 in the shed. Who are they going to turn to?
There's a change of bowling now. Just wait till we can see a number there.
It's Kumar.
Kumar to bowl now from the
So Kumar, although she hasn't got the wickets, has been probably the pick of the bowlers as far as economical figures. She's only gone for 10 off her first 2 overs, which I think she might have had an over there. She only went for 3. So they'll really want her to be tight here. Different end. She was bowling from the other end. So let's see what Vinul can do. Vinul Kumar. That's well bowled.
Good length. Very good length.
Nice shout, a little bit high, but a very good start.
She played back, and the ball just wasn't quite the length she was playing at. But bowling from the top deck nightclub end, you do get that varied bounce. It has caused a few little problems, but luckily it hasn't brought about any wickets for Indonesia.
Down the pitch, well fielded.
Well fielded, very well stopped.
This could be close, no, scampers home. So very well fielded. Well, very well played too.
That would have been 4 runs if it had got through.
That's it, she come down the wicket again. Nanda. And tried to punch that through.
He's in the bowl, full length again.
Whipped off the pad.
Whipped to backward square leg, just for the single.
Got a bad arm from deep backward square.
A very good arm there.
So getting back to these sponsors, Top Deck Nightclub, what do you think your part would be in this nightclub, Nico, being a local down this area?
Being a dinosaur.
You reckon
in this
you could
area.
see yourself on the dance floor there?
I can't see myself on the dance floor. I could see myself having a quiet drink. Maybe downstairs at the Boat Rocks, which is downstairs from the nightclub.
Well played again, into the gap, pushing the singles, changing the strike. It's lovely. So you don't see the dance floor much, Nico, these days?
No, these legs don't dance these days.
Okay.
They didn't dance a lot in the younger days.
Oh, I find that hard to believe. I've seen you where you push your mower, you've got that certain spring in your step.
Yeah. That's why the ride-on mower. When it comes into bowl now.
Well played.
Good length again. Could only be pushed away. Not pulled.
So you'd see yourself more at the Bull's Head Steakhouse in the Top Deck nightclub, maybe?
Definitely Bull's Head.
Yep.
Friday night they have entertainment there.
Yep.
A singer, guitarist.
Yep.
Very, very talented young man, Plank.
Yep.
But as I said, Sunday roast dinners.
That's a nice ball too, but advances, well fielded.
Roast lunch. Their roast
Very well
lamb
fielded.
is to die for.
This has been a really good over. Really tight. Only 3 runs from it, which is what you really need from your bowlers in the 17th over.
13 overs off 3. That's very good performance.
Obviously no wickets, but the pressure that she's been putting on her end has created the wickets at the other end. So just 2 overs left now. Nanda is on 79, so she needs 21 to get this century, if she can, in 2 overs, which is a big ask. She obviously will need a lot of the strike. Annie, 18 of 19 balls. But it'll be Nanda to take the strike. And bowling is Basar, Ada Basar, in her last over of the game. So she too has been quite economical, but no wicket, so she'll be desperate to take a scalp here.
Their bowlers come steaming in now.
It's a nice
Right
ball,
up there.
and that's a good start
lovely
for
shot.
Nanda.
Lovely shot. Up
Whipped
over
off the pads,
a wide mid on.
and there's
Lovely
4.
shot. 4 all the
So
way.
she's into the 80s, 83 off 65. Someone needs to run out there and let her know. Although I do, some batters can count their runs. I wasn't one of those. still not?
I did until I got to 10, and then I lost count. So I couldn't take my shoes off, so I struggled after 10.
Well, I can't even get past the first one.
Always to 10. I was always told hit in the V until you get to 10.
That's another one. That's well hit and well fielded.
Well fielded. Just cut off
She's going to come back for 2. Well run. So very well run by Annie to put her partner back on strike. She probably feels as well that she'd be close to that century, so doing the right thing and the right thing for the team, taking the runs when they're there.
Yes, at the end of the innings, a well-earned rest for Nanda, I think.
Straight into the pads by the sound of it. That's well bowled, and that is hit well. Oh!
Almost a half volley there for the fielder at deep mid-on.
Almost a catch,
She was
but then almost could have went through her too for 4. So
maybe a good decision.
Did a good job of stopping it.
Wicket wouldn't help the cause much. Saving 4 certainly does at this stage of the game.
So 3 to come in this over. Short again,
Big
misses
swing.
everything,
Yeah, through
including the keeper. So push through for another single.
Let's call him one by.
A bye. She's dropped her rag out of her back of her shirt again on the pitch there. No one's noticed it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
If the ball hits that, that's
5 runs.
5 runs, yeah.
It certainly is.
Yep.
Bowler comes in now. Oh, short
That's
ball.
short, and that's almost going to hit the rack.
It only just
Just bounced over it.
She's looking for the 5 runs there, Nanda. Smart cricket.
The umpire's noticed it now. He's pointing at the rag. Maybe not. All right, last ball of this over. Nando still on 86. She'd really like a boundary or to get to the other end, so she can face 6 more. There we go.
Straight down the ground.
And that could be held up. That'll be held up, but she has retained the strike. So there'll be 1 more over to play. So I'd be interested to see who takes that. You would assume it would be Vinukuma after bowling her last over for only 3.
Bowled very, very well.
But let's see where the captain goes.
Or is the captain going to bowl herself? No, the captain's going to bowl herself, I think. Shafina for the last over. And we have Indonesia now at 2 for 154. So I'm sure they'd like to get to the 160, but it's still whatever off this last over, it's still a formidable scorecard.
It is you're going to have to bat well, aren't you?
Yes.
It's one thing to put that sort of runs on the board, it's another thing to have that pressure and have to chase it too. So it'll be interesting to see how Singapore come out. But what they need to concentrate now on are these last 6 balls. Obviously you got a little pocket rocket at one end on 87 of 69, who'd be desperate to see a few fly over the boundary.
Moves in now, pitches it right up down the leg.
Oh, that's a lovely sweep. That could run for 4, will it?
I think that's going to go for 4 runs there.
It has.
Yep, past the advertising.
That's a lovely shot.
There.
So that's a lovely start for Nanda. Moves it to 91, into the 90s. So it's very real here.
Big chance, big chance.
It wasn't a bad ball from Mahesh.
Just slightly leg side.
Just slightly leg side, but just a really lovely paddle. And obviously they've got the fielder up there at fine leg, trying to save that single, but able to just pierce the field. She comes for the second ball. That's well bowled and well played.
Pitched right up there.
She really needs to get up that other end though.
This makes it harder. Need a single to get her back on strike.
She's on 92 of 71 balls, but she unfortunately is at the non-striker's end.
Lola comes in now.
And he will want a single.
Pitched right up there.
There's a lovely shot. They've just taken the single. That is good running.
Yeah, straight to the
Lovely
field.
running.
straight to the fielder, unfortunately, and aiming the single. It was a lovely shot, though.
I think someone needs to tell her she's on 92.
2 fours will do it.
4 balls remaining in this. 3 balls remaining in this innings. Be lovely to see her make it. She definitely deserves it. A couple of chances. There's the first one. Punched around.
Covers.
Just the single.
It'll only be the single, I think.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Well, I settle for 93 every day.
Yeah, well, it could be. It could be. Annie on strike.
Bowl.
That is a lovely shot.
Pulled
It's
out.
hit with some
She's picked out the
serious
fielder,
pace.
out at the boundary and at mid-wicket.
Alright, let's see what we can get with the last ball. So, it's been quite a tidy last over, just the one that got worked around a fine leg for 4. But only 7 runs from it. 8 runs, sorry, it's from it, sorry. So, Mahesh will be looking at trying to get a dot ball or a wicket here, I think. Keeping the ball pitched up.
Are they ready to run?
That's a lovely shot. There's a couple here, I think.
Oh, I don't think the fielder picked that up very early.
And she
was looking
scampers
for
back
it.
for 2. And what a terrific effort by Nanda.
Yeah, wonderful innings there. From
Wonderful.
Nanda.
95
She's
off
carried it
73,
back.
and that's it. End of the innings, Indonesia. Off their 20 overs, batted terrifically. 164 for 2 wickets lost. Everyone played a pivotal role there that batted. Everyone batted well. It is going to be a tough score to chase down, so Singapore will need 165 off their allotted 20 overs. We go to a break now, and after the break we'll be back with our second innings of our first of 6 matches. Been some terrific bowling and some terrific batting in that innings, and we'll see where it goes from here. So we'll be back soon.
Oh,
Welcome back here to game 1 of our 6-game series. First innings completed. Indonesia batted.
Indonesia did post quite a formidable score for the first ground. I think it's above par. But let's wait and see until both sides have used the wicket.
So Singapore require 165 to win in their 20 overs. It's the wind has picked up a little bit here. Still the sun is out. Sun is shining.
It is pleasant. Yeah, I don't think you'll have the same. The humidity would have dropped down a little bit now. Maybe a little bit more pleasant from out on the ground. It was certainly very humid early on. The umpires are making their way out to the centre wicket now. Umpire Sonny and Yusuf.
We're going to say the only two brothers to ever share a game in the middle at an international level. That could be a lie, but that is what we're running with.
Well, we like these stories. And in actual fact, if I... There are other relatives that play cricket in Bali as well. Okay, out come the Indonesian side end of the field now, led by their skipper Sari. Sari's been involved in cricket for a number of years here in Bali. She runs
Both indoor and outdoor.
Cricket centre over on the other side of town. And she's a sibling, a brother of Karyana, who is one of the committee of Bali cricket. Sure, Nanda will be feeling the pinch there.
Yes,
with the pads on.
Straight back in the pads and gloves on behind the stumps. So she's going to have another big session here after being unbeaten in that first session. Made 95 runs off around 80 balls, I think. Wonderful innings. Played everything along the ground, almost chanceless. There was a couple of opportunities there where the Singapore ladies could have taken her wicket, but not to be. But yeah, very, very good innings. So, to open the bowling for Indonesia.
Tori, we have.
Tori.
From the Bull's Head Steakhouse end.
And opening the batting will be the captain, Mahesh, and Davina Sharma. So,
Sharma and Davina and Shafina. Sharma to take strike first ball of the innings. We're nearly ready to kick off here now.
I think that's actually, they might have changed the lineup here with the bat. I think this is Vinu Kumar taking the first ball.
In the bowl now, pitched right up there. Hit it on the pads, big appeal, but I think they might have been sliding down leg side.
I think,
and a little bit high. But they're certainly energetic and vocal in the field.
28 is not...
Player number 28 on my team sheet is definitely Vinu Kumar, and she was one of the better bowlers today. Bowled quite tightly.
Tori moves into bowl now.
Very fluent action. That
Down
one slips down leg side.
That's a wide. Something I know the coach is very hard on is the wides. Too often in Bali cricket, the extras make up big parts of team scores, so they want to limit those extras today. Moves into bowl now. Down the leg side again. They get that radar right now. Plenty of chat out there.
Oh yeah, down the change.
Yes. In the bowl now.
That's a better ball. That's hit on the fat. Oh, he's given it.
And she's out. LBW.
That's a wonderful start for Indonesia.
She didn't get a long way forward. That's a nice line and length there. That's the line and length they need to bowl at.
And that was the difference in that first innings, I think. Just that line
Not
and the length
questions
wasn't there.
The batter.
Bowled a little bit too short. But they have got a chance to make amends here with the bat. But they have a big job in front of them now, being one down.
Incoming batter is, if I can pick up her number as she strides to the crease.
Wait till she takes strike.
Number 44. Number 44, Jocelyn. The girls might be sharing some shirts here, swapping some shirts around. Maybe a little bit hard here to identify them. Down the leg side, that is another wide. Bowler moves in and
bowled
her straight through her.
What an amazing start here for Indonesia. The big difference, putting that ball on the wicket, making the batsman play. We don't even know the batter's name, unfortunately, because she has a different jumper on, but it didn't last too long. Only faced the two balls. So, what a start.
Straight through centre stump.
So Tory, what a start to this game. 2 for 2 of just 3 balls, including a wide, I believe.
A few wides.
Yeah.
Maybe there's 3 wides in there.
2 for 2. What a start.
Now I think this might be it. This is the captain out here now. Safrina.
If they ever need a captain's knock, it's now. So 2 for 3.
Three back at her mark, waiting. And she comes now. It's a nice fluid run up there.
Bit full.
Toss.
Snuck down leg side. They don't need a run out here, that's for sure.
We went very close actually. It was a nice throw, but actually struck the batter as she was getting back into her crease. Be careful backing up a bit too far there. Safrina taking the strike now. Become bowler now.
Catch. Upish.
Good length, and they've gone for the quick single.
Oh, almost
very
a direct
close.
hit. But they have pushed through.
Very, very risky single, that one.
Quick single there for Mahesh. You'll have to ignore the screen at the moment. They have the names incorrect.
A little bit hard when the names are different to the shirts.
Oh,
False
just lost
start
her out there.
False start. pushing into a nice little breeze now. Maybe throwing her off a little bit. Their line with those balls down the leg side earlier. Over. Bowls now
down leg side.
Again. Yeah. Well, she's just struggling with that breeze into her face. It's quite a stiff breeze now.
Interesting end to pick, really. You would think the first over of the game you'd take the ball with the breeze, but they've decided to push up into it.
Yeah.
Obviously trusting their opening bowler to make that decision.
We have a number of flags around the ground, and they're
coming from the Bull's Head stake end.
They're going quite a bit now.
Final ball of the over. And that has French cut. Well fielded.
Well fielded into the keeper.
And that'll see the end of the first over. So very, very productive over for Indonesia. Not so much for Singapore. So
back on the heels a little bit there, I think. 2 wickets down.
That's 1 over down, 3 for 2. It's got to be 4, doesn't it? Because they just did a single. So the next over will be the first over of this innings from the top deck nightclub end.
Rani, Rani from the
this
top
is
deck
Yola.
club end.
Yola. So a little bit of spin straight off the bat.
Plays back to the bowler, no runs.
Whippy action. Well
Plain a
bowled.
miss. Well bowled. It's a good length to bowl here, particularly from this top deck nightclub end.
She's been wanting to try and get a bit of lift off this pitch. You spoke earlier that this is the end, where you get the uneven bounce. The odd one jumps up. That's it there.
That's it.
Look at that.
Yeah, taken high by the keeper. Fingers up.
That's the ball we just talked about. Find that line, find that length. Keep your action high.
In the bowl again.
Oh, it's on the pads.
Again.
Big appeal. They scurry through for a single. This could be close. Just misses. So it's through for a leg bye.
Comes in again now. Pitches up.
Well bowled. Well fielded.
Little push back there. No runs.
Indonesians are on their toes here in the field. Hustling in.
You've got the two fielders in reasonably close to cut off the single, giving the Singapore batters no room.
Oof. That is well bowled. What an over.
Very, very good over.
You see the difference there in the line, the length between the two teams. And that's the second over done. So we are 6 runs, 2 down. So we'll see Rani come back in.
In the bowl again now. Well, short of a length that one. But takes the batter on the body. No run.
So Tori, coming back in from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end for her second over. First over obviously extremely good for Indonesia. 3 wides, 2 wickets.
Very much a bit of a mixed bag there. 2 wickets, very important.
That's a nice shot. Oh!
Good attempt. just short of the fielder at a wide mid-on.
They're going to pick up 2.
Nice to see the girls really
Not a
make
bad shot. Playing with some intent. So this is Ria Bashin. She's a very wristy type of player. Whipping the ball there on the leg side. Not really much in the backswing, just very wristy. Which can work.
Ball now.
Oh,
She
and
bowled
that's
it,
a
take it
lovely
off
ball.
stump. Ball just short of a length, 3/4 way up the stump. Batter tried to hit across the line there.
Have a look at that replay. It might have been a little bit of an inside edge. But it's bowled in the book. So that moves along to 3 for 8 now, Singapore.
Singapore in all sorts of trouble here. With Tori very much on fire. Tori is actually the vice captain of the Indonesian side. She's done an excellent start here in the first 2 overs. And Singapore have been reduced to 8 for 3. 3 wickets in the first 3 overs. Earlier, Indonesia made 164 for 2. A very big score on this ground. And all thanks to Nanda Sakarini, who made up a brilliant 95 not out, just fell short of a century. I think that would have been probably the first century scored by Indonesia in Women's International.
Welcome Randy to the microphone.
Legend of Jakarta cricket.
Legend of Jakarta cricket.
I think we have Davina Sharma, it's a new batter. First ball she faced down the leg side, but that goes wide.
Second one. Let's that go. Very watchful.
But Randy, how long have you been involved in Jakarta cricket?
Nick, actually, my involvement with cricket in Indonesia goes back probably 32, 33 years. I came to Indonesia in 1989 and have been involved in the game ever since. In an administrative capacity. I was involved with the Jakarta Cricket Association and then also with the Yayasan Cricket Association, which was the precursor of today's Persatuan Cricket Indonesia. And yes, so in some way or the other, I've always been involved in the game until probably 2 or 3 years ago when I slowed down due to various reasons.
Well, welcome here to the Island of Gods, mate. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
This is another nice tight over, and that'll see the end of the 3rd over. So they move along to 3 down for 9, and it seems like a long way back here for the Singapore girls. We obviously saw what happened earlier in the day, and the runs seemed to come quite freely. But here's Yola.
Yola to come in from the Coptic nightclub end. Comes in. Short of a length that
short
one.
of a length. We were lucky to get away with that one.
Yes, that could have been put away. Outside off stump. Comes in a bowl now. That's a better length.
That's a better length.
It's right up, just pushed away to Sari there in the cover. It's a short cover. Shoulders in again.
That's straightened her up. Well kept. You wouldn't think that Nanda had been out on the ground for every minute, the way she's moving behind the stumps there.
She's moving very well.
Very well.
The girls train hard though.
They
Their
do.
fitness levels have
They do
improved
train hard.
dramatically under Coach Newen.
Another nice ball. These dot balls are going to be causing trouble. They keep mounting up.
I know that they have gym sessions at F45, a well-known fitness centre on the other side of town.
That's a lovely ball. It's missed everything. So yeah, the pressure is on here. Be nice if she slowed one down, I reckon.
Who's in a game now? It's a short ball.
Oh,
Hit
over the top. That could be the first boundary of the innings.
It's
Runs away.
over the top of cover, off the back foot. And really, their first really loose ball, that one.
And that's over. That's 3 down for 13 after 4.
So, Randy, have you seen much of the women's cricket here in Indonesia?
To tell you the fact, not a lot of cricket, not a lot of the women's cricket, I guess, yeah. But I know this girl, Andriani, was one of the first female cricketers to start playing the game, and she actually started playing in a men's team there in Jakarta all those years ago. She made her debut when she was 13 years old.
Okay, yeah, nice.
Yes, yeah.
We have a change of bowler here too by the look of it.
So she's been around.
Sangayu is
Sangayu.
a new bowler from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. A very short run up here.
Bowling some off spin, I think.
On some offies, yes.
Very nice.
I
That
actually-
could be close.
I actually did a little bit of work with her with some of the training earlier on in the year. It's got nice action.
Geez, that was good work by Nando behind the stumps.
It's still
Very
as
quick.
Fresh as a daisy. It'll be a long day. She might need a nice bath tonight, I think, Amanda.
Well, they have to recover, don't they? Because
Yeah, 6.
they're back here tomorrow.
A lot of cricket to be played in 6 days. In the bowl.
Another nice ball.
Yeah,
Right in the
back
block
from the
off. Good aggression shown by Singapore.
Yeah, she comes to bowl now. Pitched
That's
right
a
up,
lovely ball.
taken nicely by Nanda behind the stumps. He's in the bowl now. Stumping all beaten again.
That's it.
And this time she
There's
got
the
the
stumping.
stumping. Very, very clever work behind the stumps by Nanda. Nice bit of work, well bowled, beaten, all ends up then.
And that sees the end of Sharma.
It's 4 wickets down now, Singapore. Back to the wall a little bit here.
Yes, they're all at sea, as I see it. 13 for 4, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
4 for 13.
We don't have a lot of information on the Singapore team and as to how much cricket they have been able to play. Every country's had their own rules and regulations with COVID restrictions and that. So very hard to judge on what they've been able to do over the last couple of years.
Yes, that's right.
And even the local competition over there, I don't really know whether there is a thriving competition. I know here in Indonesia it's only getting stronger and stronger.
Right, yes. perhaps over the next couple of days, we should try to get hold of one of the Singapore administrators to come
Yeah,
and
we'd like to
chat
talk
with
to
us.
them and find out
Yes.
a little bit more about Singapore cricket.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure the people listening in would love to know a little bit more.
And it is quite a hub for expats over there, I guess, Singapore. It's always somewhere where you see a lot of people going for work and people that are from cricket mad nations, so I'm sure there is a decent league over there. Oh, I could have went anywhere. So the new batter in is Prakos, the wicket keeper we saw earlier. So she's dropped the gloves and she's put on the other gloves.
Dwani Prakos pushes that one back to the bowler.
Right,
Another
yeah.
dot ball.
And as you mentioned, there's going to be 6 games on the trot here. That's a lot of cricket. And in addition to that, there's going to be 3 games between the Singapore team and the Indonesian under-19 women's team.
That's correct, yeah.
Under
So
19
nine
women
games over the
certainly
next 6 days.
looking for the practice, as much
Yeah,
practice as
yes.
they can get in prepared for January next year, where they go to South Africa for the
Mhm.
World Cup. So they really are looking to step up their performances. All the girls are fighting for places in the World Cup squad, no doubt. They have been training very, very well, the under-19 ladies, whether it be gym session, fielding training, net sessions, centre wicket, it's all been happening, and they've really been as a team now for more than a month.
Have a change of bowler here. I think it's Lali coming in.
Left arm over.
Slinger.
Oh,
Lovely cut. Gets through the slips cordon. Let's take the single. Very Malinga-like. Lali.
this is one of the East Borneo representatives.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is actually her debut. This will be her first international match that she's ever played for her country, Indonesia.
I don't
So
recall
congratulations to her.
her in the Kartini Cup. I don't think we saw her there. So yeah, it's nice to see. A lot of provinces.
Fresh blood.
Sure,
A lot of
yes.
provinces playing the game around
Mhm.
Indonesia now. Just bowl.
She puts that on a nice spot. It's worked off the pad or the bat, you think?
I think there's a bit of bat in
Bit
the
of bat?
bat by the sound. We'll wait for the umpire's call.
Yeah.
Definitely
Runs
off the
off the
bat.
bat.
Goes off the bat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful to see a player from East Borneo representing Indonesia here. Shows how much the game has spread across the archipelago.
Darwini's off the mark too. That's her first runs in the tournament.
Oliver comes in now. Just a steady little run up, but really moves into the big sling action.
And that's
That
a
one's
wide.
wide of the off stump. That's a wide. Yeah, Randy, we get to see a little bit with the Kartini Cup that's played in May earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's about 6 teams, 6 provinces around Indonesia. Papua and Bali played off in the final from memory. A couple of teams from Jakarta. Bowler comes in again now.
Oh, well bowled.
Ball. Just wide of the off
I would really
stump.
like to see her shorten her run up, to be honest.
I don't think she needs a long run up.
No, she's got
because
quite a long run up, and I think with the way she's her action is, she gets all the momentum through her shoulders and hips.
with a lot of these ladies that the national coach wouldn't have seen a lot of, I wouldn't imagine. Things to work on.
She's bowling well. That's well played.
Behind
Down
square.
the backward square.
For the
Going
second.
to come back for the second.
Good
The
run.
throw's good.
Could have been out if the throw was a bit more accurate onto the stumps.
It was well run. So Jakartan cricket. Strong.
Yes, Jakarta has a very strong cricket league. Right, yeah,
Men
it's-
and
it's
women?
Men, no, it's mainly a men's league actually.
Yes.
Yeah. And there are about 2 or 3 all Indonesian teams as well, and they have been actually dominating the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
The ball now.
Oh, that is a full toss. That's put away, and that will be a no ball.
And a free hit.
So that's 4 and a free hit.
Expensive ball.
Obviously slipped out of the hand.
Certainly an interesting action. Very slingy. A little bit Jeff Thompson-ish.
Yes, I wonder how she developed that action. Was she inspired by anybody that she had seen on TV?
The person that comes to mind would be Malinga, the
Yes,
great
yeah. A sort of a Malinga,
Sri Lankan
Thompson,
Tate.
Tate, yes.
Tate.
Tate was a slinger, yeah. There is in the under-19, well, it was the under-19 Bali team, there was a young lad that had a very slinging style, but he's taken up keeping these days. So we don't see much of his bowling.
Well bowled. Good comeback. That was the free hit. They got away with that one.
So they got away with it, yes. Needed to at least get that on ball there.
Delali to come in and finish her final over with this final ball. Sorry, her first over with this final ball. That's another full toss, which has been edged. It looks like it's going to be fielded. It is. It's well fielded and well thrown.
Mate, I'm always surprised at how slow the ground is, to be honest.
Don't be so hard on yourself, mate. It's a beautiful, balmy, I won't say balmy, beautiful, hot conditions out there, and I think the ground looks terrific. I can't remember the ground looking so good, actually, Graham.
I think, Nico, we need to get you to Jakarta to have a look at our main ground there, Cibubur. And
don't tempt him.
Yes.
We'd be happy to, mate. We'd be happy to. But believe me...
is there anywhere we can go dancing over there?
Oh.
No, that's Hui, I think, mate. That's Hui. We haven't got him here commentating this time round. Interesting man.
She's called a wide. So he's still yet to complete this over.
I've had a lot of help.
And there's another free hit.
And I've had a lot of help from golfing turf experts.
Okay.
A good friend of ours and yours, Peter Wallace, knows a number of men in the golf course industry, and they've been very helpful. I know very little myself. I've relied on them for advice.
Gosh. And they're going to run.
That's good running. Good running.
And a dive. And
taking every opportunity.
I'm sure Wally must be smiling as you mentioned this, because I believe he's watching the telecast.
Wally's actually watching it, yes. Peter Wallace, if you're out there, mate. He's had a bit of an accident. He's not in a very good way at the moment, so we're thinking of you, mate.
And that over's concluded. Expensive one for Indonesia. 14 off that one, as well as quite a few no balls and wides. So wasn't in similar vein to the first few overs we saw from Indonesia, which were extremely tight.
That's the end of
the end of the sixth over, and that's the fielding restrictions have been lifted, so the power play's finished, and they move along to 28 for 4 off 6.
They haven't really changed their field very much. They're still not set very deep. I think the bowlers are on top here, and they're setting very smart fields. And
bowler,
there we go, clean bowled. First ball of the over.
And another one goes. That's the 5th for Singapore.
And Sang Ayu is causing some trouble.
She's a very tidy bowler.
She now has 2 wickets with only 1 run conceded. So I think the change of the spin has been a good move for Indonesia.
Very good pace off, and they bowl very straight. Yeah, they bowl stump to stump.
So that was the end of Dewa Parakas. So the captain's still in, Shaif Mahesh. So I guess it's all on her shoulders at the moment. It's going to be a hard one to claw back from, I think, though.
Captain, she's still out there.
Do you get to a point, Nico, where you just think, okay, we want to bat these 20 out? Or do you continue to go for it knowing you can't get it?
Look, I think the best thing here, well, it's still too early yet to do that, but you do get to a point where you think, no, let's bat it out. The more time they spend out there, the better. They've got 6 games to go. You know, there's no point being all out for 60 or something. Bat it out. Make Indonesia stay out in the field. It's a hot day.
Yep.
It's only 20 over cricket, but it's still a hot day and 6 games to go. Give nothing away.
Yep.
Yes, agreed.
And experience out in the middle. This is an international game. It's different to what they're playing. There's different pressures involved, and the longer you stay out there, the better.
Who we got batting here now? Interesting stance, and she's on. Oh, dropped it.
Dropped at the last.
I almost said a hat trick, but it was dropped. I do know what it feels like to be on a hat trick on this ground, Nico.
Yes,
She
but
got
I
her hands
can't
to
mention
it,
that
juggled
one
with
very
it,
much
and
because
spilled it.
we have differing opinions on that third ball you bowled.
In the meantime, the required run rate is creeping up over 10 now.
Yes, that's really pushing it now.
Well fielded.
Yes, that missed hat trick, you will talk about that for a long time. And it was one of the most deserved fines I've ever seen in cricket. You do not drop the captain when he's going for a hat trick. You do not drop a catch off the captain's bowling. Third ball of bat.
That's another wicket.
And there's a stump.
And another one,
Stumping.
stumping.
Come out of her crease.
Well, you can't look anywhere without seeing this girl, Nanda. She's involved again with the stumping. Another great piece of bowling.
And one more for us, 29 for 6.
So still one more ball to come in this over.
Yes, Singapore are in deep trouble at this point.
How many overs is
I think they're probably now
saying
looking
AU
forward
bowled
to
now? This is her third.
No, she's in her
Tomorrow's
second
game.
over.
Only her second over,
they'll
3
have a
wickets.
recoup and come back
4 wickets.
fresh tomorrow.
Mm. So that sees the captain depart. Was their better batter for today. She made 13 off 18.
Very
And
hard-
bowled well, Mahesh, as well.
Very hard to judge though, Dave, not knowing with the World Cup qualifying in the under-19s, there was to be a three-way tournament. But I think it was Venezuela, Vanuatu were to play, I believe, but pulled out at the last and ended up just a 2-team, 3-game series. It's nice to have international cricket again, though.
Oh, very close again. And well fielded. That's the end of the over. Another great over from Sangayu. 2 overs, no maidens. 3 for 2. What a spell.
They're not bad bowling figures. Very, very good bowling figures.
And that moves Singapore to 6 for 29 off 7 overs. So
Sari coming on to bowl.
looks like it
Sari.
could be Sari.
The captain's bringing herself on to have a bowl. Doesn't
So
want
the
to miss out
captain
on
wants
this.
to get in the action.
Yeah, doesn't want to miss out on the action.
She is the leading wicket taker in the Bali League.
I've
So
actually seen Sari bowl regularly in men's cricket, where teams have been short and she's filled in for men's
oh,
cricket,
that's good bowling.
and certainly is
Well, she played in 2 games this year. I saw her in the men's competition as well, and was one of their better fielders and definitely contributed with the ball.
She's taken wickets against the men, and she's a very, very good leader of the team.
She's a competitor. That's what she is.
Moves into bowl.
That's a lovely ball.
Oh, it's been skied and
that's
catch
out.
taken at extra cover.
So this looks like it could be wrapped up quicker than first expected.
Right, so Singapore now 7 down. And they are only in the 8th over. So it's
7 down for 29. Right now, the 2 batters should get together and say we're going to make sure we're here at our break and try and just commit on that next 2 overs to make sure you don't lose any more wickets.
Put a price on your wicket. Put a price on your wicket now.
And the difference between the two teams was that in the early days, Indonesia were hitting all the balls along the ground. They were playing
Very little hit in the air early.
what they call correct cricket shots.
Well, that is what you will see from them. I'd like to see her play longer form cricket. A lot of the playing 20 cricket, but that's all they play. They're not long innings. And I'd like to see them get an opportunity to play 50 over games or even 35 over games, just to see them stay at the wicket longer.
Upside down again.
Sari's at the top of her mark, ready to come in.
See if she can close this innings out. Oh, not a bad shot.
Nice little push
Rock
behind
back.
square. Sari coming in to bowl again now. It's a short ball
and played
all the
nicely.
way behind square.
Well fielded.
Get it
Probably
on
could
the
have come back
boundary.
for the second. But the pressure is obviously on these girls now.
Sari moves in the bowl. Or pitch right up
Oh,
there.
that is good bowling.
Yeah, a bit of technique training, practice required there.
This will be the last ball of this over. And well watched. There's a wide.
That's wide. Yeah, the Indonesian girls really have been lucky to have one of your countrymen actually, Randy. He's from Sri Lanka, Nguyen.
Yes, I think Nuan has actually been doing a very good job
That's
with
over.
his squad, both the men's and the women's, since he took over as the head coach here. And I can see that the players are all very keen and pumped up, yes, yeah. So if you're listening to us, Nuan, good job so far. And also all the best to you and the team as you venture out to South Africa in January for the World Cup. Another first for Indonesia, being in the Cricket World Cup. And as Nick mentioned earlier, I think it's the first in any sport, isn't it, to be in a World Cup final?
I believe so.
Yeah, they're a country that are soccer mad, they're badminton mad, volleyball mad, but never a World Cup until the cricketers have made it.
And we're hoping to get a little bit more with this coverage, but also after this tournament in another few weeks we have the Bali Olympics, which cricket will be played here on this ground. It's another, I think, 6 or 7 days of cricket.
Oh, wonderful.
Provincial teams from all over, Regency teams, I think it's classed as, from over around Bali. I'm not sure, but I believe it's the first time cricket may have been played in the Bali Olympics.
Saying AU for her second ball of the over, and that one's jumped a bit.
Oh, she gets a good bounce there.
Very well kept.
Would those be T20 games or what?
I believe they're playing T20s, 8 aside and maybe 6 aside as well. It's all different short formats there.
Yeah.
Another good ball. Pushed onto the offside. Well fielded.
We did have, not last season, the year before, we did play the 8 aside.
Catch.
Interesting game.
To run through the slips cordon. They should be able to get back for 2.
Comfortable too there.
Comfortable 2. Lovely throw. So they're holding on here. Not long till break. So they can get through these next 2 balls from Sangayu. And they've got one more over, and then we have a drink and reassess.
Yep.
That one's wide.
This is excellent bowling by Sang Ayu. She's into her 3rd over and considered only 5 runs so far. Taken 3 wickets.
And out of those 5 runs, I think you'll find 3 of them were
Wides, what?
wides.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
It's another lovely ball.
Pushed away into the cover. Extra cover for a dot ball again.
So this will be the last one of the over, and one more over to follow for until drinks, where the Singapore captain can come out and have a chat to the ladies.
Oh, that kept low.
It's kept low. And that'll be buys. Oof, turn around. That's buys. So, wonderful over once again. 3 for 5 off her 3 overs so far, Sangayu.
They're wonderful figures.
Amazing. Very good.
So Sari will be the one to take the final over before drinks. Still 3 wickets.
She'll be hungry for a wicket, Sari. Always hungry for a wicket.
So the final over here from the Top Deck nightclub end. Top Deck. Reminds me of that chocolate I used to eat when I was a child.
Oh,
Whoa, that's out of here. It's a no ball.
no ball, free hit. She put
Well
away for a
fielded.
single to square leg.
That one come out of the back of the hand. Maybe a little bit.
You will find the ball get
Slippery?
very sweaty and slippery. One thing with the playing international cricket is that the club cricket, they use different balls. They do play at a budget, and they use a budget ball. And these balls have a much better seam. All the bowlers, men's and women's, do enjoy playing with these. I'm not sure what they're using, whether they're a kookaburra or maybe an English, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, the balls, but they are a 4-piece ball, not a 2-piece ball.
It's another wide. So Sari just letting him off the hook a little bit here.
Sari moves into bowl again.
Wide again.
Another wide ball. I don't normally see this from Sari. Normally she's very, very strong on her line. Was in the bowl. Actually, I think that was an attempted leg spinner. Looked like coming out the back of the hand. Hit behind square for a single. I'm sure the girls will work on be working on some of their skills here, developing new skills in these tournaments.
Yeah, they definitely use the kookaburras in the main international matches, which are a difficult thing to get your hands on over here in Indonesia.
Yeah, I did see the boys their eyes light up when they saw kookaburras coming out of a box at one of the early training sessions they had before they went to Tokyo. And there was guys that believed they were swing bowlers that become seam bowlers, because the balls they use in club games don't have much of a seam on them.
They definitely use the kookaburras in the IPL as well.
Okay, yeah. Sari moves into bowl again now.
It's a better ball and well taken once again
Playing a
by
miss.
Nanda, the keeper.
So that's a 10 overs, that's the drinks breaks. So after 10 overs we have, just lost the score here for a second. 7 for 41 Singapore after their 10 overs. believe we've been having a few little technical issues here.
I think this ball is going to get out. You switch it off. Oh, it's on.
Now at Udiana Cricket Field, ready to, after the drinks break, to see the end of this game. 10 overs in, and 7 wickets down. It's going to be a long road home, for a long way home for Singapore here. We have a change of bowler. Short of a length, hit back down the ground for no run, fielded at mid-off. Rama is our new bowler from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. He's in the bowl, wrapped on the pads. Umpire's having a good look, not out. Well bowled, just short of a length there. I think maybe a little bit too high for an LBW there. Back to her mark. Coming in out of bowl. Well, that's a full toss. That's a high full toss, that one. Called a no ball by the umpire. That'll be a free hit. I think Nanda might have copped one there with a bad bounce. She went down on the half volley, basically. She looks okay, but I think I might have hit her in the face. The magic ice is coming out. Gonna be a very tired lady at the end of the day, Nanda. She's got a couple of stumpings, 94 runs. A very big day out. She's okay now. Bowler walking back to her mark. Batter's ready. Here comes the bowl now. Well, that's short of a length. Hit behind, then the fine leg, just the single. Well fielded. These two batters have looked fairly comfortable. Placed a couple of nice shots. No big hitting, but no risks taken. Comes in the bowl now. That's wide outside the off stump. Called a wide by the umpire.
So what do you think the tactics are here now, Graham?
Well, I'd hope they'd try and bat at least stay around. To be honest,
What do you think the coach? What do you think the coach would have said to them at the break?
The Singapore coach.
Yeah, the Singapore coach.
Yeah, just learn the bat, learn the conditions, learn from this. The longer you're out there,
Another wide
the
ball.
stronger you are, the more confident you're going to be in the next game. Like this game has got away from them, but in a 6-game series, that's a long way to go. And when the Indonesian men went to Tokyo, they got beaten soundly in the first game and come back and won their second game.
Yep.
So you know, if you have to learn, and you're not learning anything when you're sitting in the change rooms.
Short again.
Short.
That's
And
very
wide
wide.
down the leg side. They'll run the single as well, so that's 2 wides.
So a little bit sloppy here from Indonesia, a bit unusual to what we saw in the first part of this innings. And you'd think that the message to them from their leader would be get out there and finish this, because it's one of those things in your first game of 6, you want to really go for the throat in this position, wouldn't you?
The 2 things there, Dave. Also, you know, it's an opportunity to try a couple of inexperienced bowlers.
Yeah, that's true.
Give them a bit of time out there without the pressure of a run chase. Yeah, that may be the train of thought. I haven't seen this lady before, from my knowledge, so I think it might be her debut. A bit of time, a few overs under her belt, give her the confidence going forward into the next few games.
That's a lovely shot. Well fielded.
Off the back foot, lovely pull shot, but straight to that mid-wicket fielder.
This is her second international series.
It's second, is it? Okay.
She debuted back in 2019. Rama. She's one of the Jakartan girls here
Okay.
in the squad.
Ooh, there's another wide
It's a good
outside
length,
stump.
just a little bit wide. Yeah, we have 2 girls from Jakarta in this squad. We have 2 from East Borneo. We have 1 from West Java, 1 from Papua, yeah, and we have
Oh, that's
4 from Bali.
Oh, well fielded. Got a hand to
Lovely
it just
fielding.
to stop it and went back to retrieve it. Very well fielded. That was 4 runs all the way.
Very
because
well
she
fielded.
just got a hand to it. Very well done.
Right on cue there from East Borneo. Lily. So what time are we back here tomorrow for the next game?
1:30 start.
A 1:30 start. So just the one game tomorrow?
So you'll certainly have a chance for Top Deck Nightclub, Dave. Dance till the sun comes up and get some sleep and back for tomorrow's game.
This could be an option.
Unfortunately, they haven't opened. They
Unfortunately, it's
open
not
next
open yet.
Saturday. You can certainly come and help with a bit of construction that's going on there, a bit of finishing off inside, I believe.
Well, it's tempting, but I am a
Good
busy
family
guy.
man.
A little bit wide of the off stump, slash and a miss.
And how long have you been in Bali now, Dave?
We've been here 7 years. 7 years now. Which has been a really lovely change from the busy life I used to lead in Melbourne.
He's in the bowl now.
It's short
cut
and cut well,
straight
to the
point.
fielder. Yeah, played most of my cricket through Geelong area. And honestly didn't think I'd play cricket again when I moved here. I thought that was all over, but it was quite amazing to find that there was a thriving cricket league here in Bali.
I was surprised as well. I was just by accident that don't live very far from the ground here, but for many years I didn't know it was here. It was only by accident that I saw a guy walking around in a cricket shirt with a lot of advertising on it, a Sri Lankan gentleman. I went up and asked him, and he told me about the cricket competition here. So I found my way down to the ground, and after watching a fair bit, got involved.
Another nice shot. Very strong on her back foot.
Yeah, she does play nicely, square of the wicket. You might be able to hear that on the microphone. The breeze certainly has picked up here. It's quite pleasant now with that wind blowing. Oh, it comes in the bowl now. Good.
That's a lovely shot.
That's just whipped over mid-wicket. I wouldn't say it was a conventional classic cricket shot, but very well struck.
Certainly not going to go in their shell here by the look of it.
No. That was a beautiful shot.
Ada Bahasa. Lovely shot.
I know there is a little bit of softball played in Indonesia. I did see a lady here a few years ago, actually a very good bowler, but she went to, and I think she plays softball now. There is a bit of choice for the ladies now. Which sport they play.
Oh, walked across.
Close.
That's got to be close.
Wrapped on the
Maybe
pads,
a little
give
bit
nod.
high. She did walk across her stumps. Ada Bahasan.
A bit hard to see the angle from here, but yes, she certainly didn't come forward very far.
That's the end of the over. So 12 overs gone now, and Singapore move along to 7 for 53, chasing Indonesians' total from earlier in the day of 164 for 2, where we saw some terrific batting, absolutely terrific batting.
Some of the hoardings now, but it's been blown over by the wind. Boys are racing around to get our sponsors' hoardings fixed up.
Who have we got here, Nico?
I'm trying to see. She's facing, so we can't see a number here.
The opening bowler to finish it off.
Bring it back on. Short the ball up into the rib cage, but well played off the back foot. Just pushed it away.
Tory. So Tory with great figures earlier in the day, taking 3 for 8 in her first 2 overs. So I think by the looks of things, Sari's decided she wants to try and close this innings off. Well bowled, well fielded, well played. Good cricket all round.
These 2 lower order batters are certainly showing the top order how it's done. Was hit along the ground to point. Oh, it's moving in now. It's right up the spine.
That is out. That has got to be out. Oh,
Must
big
have been
appeal.
very close. That was almost hit on the half volley, almost on the toe.
the foot didn't really move. Not much foot movement. Wonderful bowling again by Tory. Always asking the question of the batter. Always putting the balls in the right position, making them play. This is something that Singapore probably struggled with earlier in the game, and they should really be talking about overnight. trying to hit these lengths and these lines.
Again, good
That's
leg.
another one.
That's hit between her legs, basically. Not a French cut. There is a name for it that I can't. Doesn't come to mind. But played off the inside edge, back behind her. They certainly struggle when that ball is pitched up.
That's off the legs. Scurry through for a leg bye.
And called by the umpire. Leg byes.
So have we got these, the brothers are doing the umpiring every game, do you know?
I'm not sure, to be
Are they
honest.
going to
mate.
swap around a little bit?
There is a number of umpires. I would expect Mohammed Mushi to be doing some.
Yep. That's well bowled.
They
And
may
well played.
call on some of the men's.
There's another umpire arriving from Jakarta this evening, so he will probably be umpiring tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Yeah, there are a number of people over here from Jakarta, administration, umpires, etc. A good excuse to visit the island of the gods, Randy.
Certainly, I use this opportunity to combine both cricket and I'll be spending probably a couple of weeks after this
Nice.
series. Yes, I'm going to travel around Bali.
Whereabouts are you staying? Anywhere near the Top Deck nightclub? Sneak in for a quick boogie with Nico?
Count me in.
Two men with the
I
dodgiest
could just
legs.
imagine you two at the bar. It wouldn't last too long.
Sari's coming in the bowl now. Oh, that's pitched right up
Oh,
there.
that's a nice
Good
ball.
ball.
Good
Lovely.
That's
flight.
a very hard length to play.
Very hard.
Very hard, and that's what you do. Ask the questions to the batter.
I'm sure that the Bull's Head Steakhouse could take you in for a bit of Sunday action. Nico can sort that out.
If anyone's interested in getting down to Bull's Head, I'm sure, mention my name, you'll be kicked out instantly. No, I'm sure.
That's a slashing shot over the
Yes,
infield.
yes, yeah.
Runs away for
They should get a
one.
couple
They
there.
should really go for two.
Yes, now that's...
They'll get two.
Yeah, two.
The owners of Bull's Head and of the nightclub have assisted financially here with the ground. When I was trying to purchase a ride-on mower for the ground, they assisted, and they've also assisted with supply for topsoil, for top dressing the ground. They've also, more personal for our own club, they've been donated. One of the gentlemen owns a sports store in Adelaide and has donated our cricket caps for next season very generously. But I still had the best roast lamb in town down at Bull's
Tried
Head
to work that round the corner.
every Sunday.
Beaten by bounce. So Sari would be really wanting to close this off, I think. Get the troops back in the shed and get ready for tomorrow.
Back to the hotel. Hopefully they've got a pool there to
It's a
cool
lovely
off.
shot. Well fielded.
Down here yesterday, the girls were working very hard, doing a lot of fielding drills out the other side of the ground there.
Catch. Oh, just
No.
short.
Into the gap. But dot ball.
So this is quite a handy partnership. 28 of 49.
This will certainly give these two batters confidence going into the next game.
And maybe some of their better batters in front of them too,
Yeah,
just to
top
show
order.
them you don't have to try and hit every ball, you just have to hit the bad balls. And they did bowl well early, and they went after everything. So
Play every ball on its
play it
merits.
on their merits.
Yep. And that's what they've done here.
and it's-
There's
the
a
bad
short
balls
ball.
are coming in now, and
Yep.
they're able to milk a few runs.
That's a wide ball down the leg side, that one. Yeah, That's why I say stay out there. You'll pick up a few loose balls.
That's a full toss.
Toss.
Is that a no ball? No.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
called
been
a
called no ball, so we have a free hit. That one slipped out of the back of the hand.
So he's certainly mixing it up out there. That one out the back of the hand, the ball might be a little bit greasy. It's slippery with perspiration. You hear Dave open up a nice packet of chips here.
It's been a long day.
We're not at Adelaide Oval where we get some nice cucumber sandwiches or something
Oh.
like that.
Well bowled. Beaten in flight.
Do you partake in the Indonesian cuisine, Randy? Or are you more traditional?
No, very much so. Because my wife's Indonesian.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I eat a lot of Indonesian food and I certainly like it.
You're a chili man?
I love my sambals, yes.
No. I request negative sambal. Sambal.
Oh, okay.
Negative. I had a meal last night that was supposed to have none, and he certainly had quite a bit, so I had to quench the burning in the mouth.
Okay. And I'm not going to ask you with what? Quenching part.
I hope that wasn't at the Bull's Head Steakhouse.
No, it wasn't. It was actually, and it was a nice Gentleman Jack last night.
Lovely shot.
Lovely.
Okay, some aggression here from the Singapore ladies.
This is wonderful to watch.
Just gets one run there.
Yeah, I see the Indonesians starting to get just a little bit frustrated here.
Yes.
They were on top so much early in the game.
True.
They just need to break this partnership to get into the tail. These girls batting very well. Just waiting for the loose ball. Bowl's moving in now. Short ball. It's wide down the leg side. Taken by Nanda. Nanda's worked very hard, very well behind the stumps. I don't know of any buys, maybe one buy off a wide, but she's moved quite well behind the stumps for someone who'd been out there all day after making 94 not out. Bowler moves in, a slower ball, very upish to backward point, and the catch is taken. That's a good wicket. That's 3 wickets to the bowler now.
That was the breakthrough the Indonesians were looking for. So they got Singapore's 8th wicket.
Clever slower ball.
Yes.
And tried to play back to behind square, but just managed to find the fielder, and good catch taken.
Chaturani Abeyaratne is out, the batter out. She was called Tare and bowled Panketsu for 4. Meanwhile, Ada Basin continues to bat on. She's on 13 with 1-4. She's the new batter. Singapore are 62 for 8 in the 15th over, 14.2. Another 103 runs required, but I don't think that matters anymore, because they've just got 34 balls to go.
Indonesia team very, very lively out there again now. That was the wicket they needed. A lot of talk. Chaturani facing up now. And clean bowled. Middle stump taken right out there. Knocked back.
So she's on a hat trick. And there's 1 wicket remaining.
1 wicket remaining. Could this be your hat trick, Dave?
I do know this feeling. I do know this feeling.
It become a sinking feeling, unfortunately. A little bit like the Titanic there, mate.
It was a very similar delivery. It was a slower ball, and it snuck through and bowled the gentleman.
A lovely Yorker then, actually. The perfect Yorker. Going back to the qualifying game, the final for the under-19 women's, quite an exciting finish in that, where I think there was 3 balls to go. The other team needed 3 runs and we needed 2 wickets, and 2 Yorkers, 2 bowled, game over. Indonesia through to the World Cup. Quite
amazing,
really amazing finish. It really was. Great cricket played by both teams, but quite a surreal sort of finish to it with 2 Yorkers.
If you're a betting man, you would have put your money
on Papua.
On Papua.
Yep. But the bowler had different ideas. I can't recall the bowler's name, but the best balls to bowl at the end of a game. The end of an innings, Yorkers are the very best ball to bowl.
All right. So, 3 balls left in this over. On a hat trick.
Hat trick ball. Oh! And over the top of the stumps. That's a very good ball. Just over the top of the bails then. Well done. Better than a drop catch though, Dave.
It is better than a drop catch. So 2 wickets now for Rama. The Jakartan bowler.
Short.
Whipped off the hip. Oh, well played in the end. Is that over or 1 more? 1 more to come. So still 1 wicket. 9 for 62.
And how many overs we got there? This is our 16th, 17th. Oh, sorry, no.
It's the 15th.
15th.
Yeah.
15th over being bowled now. Comes in the bowl now. Oh, just whipped away.
Well fielded. And that's over.
It's a dot ball still. Sari has got the field set in fairly close now. There's no easy singles out there. I think we have a bowling change. Singer, are you, is it?
Number 5. Sangayu.
Sangayu.
The best of the bowlers today. Coming to try and finish it off. 3 for 5.
Looking for a 4 for.
3 for 5 in her first 3 overs, so this will be her final over. From the top deck end. Oh. That's up. That's a lovely shot. Oh, it's a no ball.
Could be a run out. She did a Nathan Lyon there.
No ball.
Okay, we have a free hit here. That was certainly a loosener from her. That's a better length.
That's a better ball.
Straight through her. That's a dot ball for the free hit.
I have a feeling it could be over this over. Although she was flighting the ball a bit more into the wind.
She's coming with the
pushing
wind
with
now.
the wind now.
It's a shorter
Bit
length.
flatter, but
Play behind.
it's a lovely shot.
Yeah, basically played back to
She
gully.
looks like she's running with a bit of a limp.
Looking at that sky, Dave. That's
Bahasa.
starting to build up out over there over Lombok. Yeah, some storms out over Lombok now. Hopefully we don't see it today. So yeah, you
That's
comes
well
in the
bowled.
bowl,
Oh, that's well bowled.
beats the bat. Taken by the keeper. A little bit of a fumble there, but no harm done. So you comes in the bowl now.
That's a
the
lovely
full
ball.
length. Ooh, well taken by Nanda, takes the bails off, but hadn't left the crease. Give Yusuf a bit of work to do, fix up those castle.
So still two more balls in this over. Current figures of 3 for 7. Or 3.4. Wonderful bowling.
It's in the bowl now.
Well bowled.
Oh, struck back, square leg. A little bit of miscommunication there between the two batters. They're calling, I think. Don't know how much these girls have played together in Singapore.
Last one of the over. Oh. Very close. So that seems
Very well
the
bowled.
end of the 16th over. 9 for 64, and that gives Sangayu figures of 3 for 7 off her 4 overs. Amazing performance.
Amazing. 3 for 7.
Has been a very good all-round performance in the field here with Indonesia. They haven't relied on just the one bowler. 3 or 4 of their strike bowlers have all got wickets.
Yes, very pleasing for the coach, I'm sure. And for Sari, the captain. Like you said, Sari does a lot of work for Bali cricket. The men's games, she's always scoring the men's games. Every weekend you'll find her here at the ground.
We have Rama now from the Bulls Head Steakhouse end. Bowling her 3rd over. Well bowled, well watched. Oh, a little bit wide, outside off. Also wonderful figures. 2 overs, 2 wickets for 10 runs. Can't ask much more. The medium pacer. But she'd love to finish this innings in this over, I'm sure.
Bowled very, very well. Was on a hat-trick before.
Oh, almost edged.
I think it's Yorker time. Coming in a bowl now from the Bull's Head Steakhouse end. Short of a leg. Rocks back but lets it go. Well, plays half a shot through the keeper.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow's cricket. See what type of mindset Singapore come out with. And Indonesia for that matter. Whether they come out thinking it's going to happen and it doesn't.
I think both have got squads of 14, so they might try players.
Lovely shot, leans it back into the offside. Backwards at point. No run. Yeah, we could see a few changes, you think, Nico?
Yeah, I don't know. In the Indonesian side, I'd be tempted to try a couple of the lesser experienced players, maybe.
Short of a length, punched.
A couple of girls I know.
Offside.
Certainly, having watched them, are up to this level.
What would you be looking for if you were in the Singapore squad? You'd obviously be looking for a top-end batsman.
I'll be looking for their top order really to start off looking at singles. Let's not worry about the big score. Let's be there at 10 overs. At least 6 overs. Still be there. Don't worry too much about the runs. As I said, six games, long tournament.
Now Singapore obviously won the toss and elected to bowl. Do you think they would like to have that decision again?
I don't think it's a bad decision when you're new to coming to a different field. You've never played a different wicket. You want to have a look and see how the other side handles it. But look, the conditions now must probably a little bit better for bowlers. It's not as the breeze has picked up. It's not as hot.
Yep. So one more to come.
From our position
Rama's
here,
last over.
you can't really see what the ball's doing very much, so I would have assumed it would have moved around, swung around a little bit with the humidity early.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a hard call, maybe a good toss to lose.
Well watched, another wide. So not quite how they want to finish, I would think. I think that they would have been wanting to roll over this Singapore team. But after this is the 17th over, one ball to come. Only got to face 3 more overs, and it could be a little victory for them if they can.
Yeah, if they can hang it out, certainly you'd see that as a bit of a victory.
That's a lovely shot.
Well fielded. And throw right beside the stumps. Yeah, it was a nice shot, but
Well fielded.
well fielded, yeah. It was absolutely smashed at her.
So that's the over done. 17 gone. 9 for 67. The runs aren't really important now. If it was me and I was in charge or out in the middle there, I'd be just saying, let's not go out.
Yeah. And have every little victory you can get, every ball's a victory now.
Definitely.
Stay out there. Indonesia will be looking for bowl them out. And,
So we've got Yola coming in now. Well played. So Yola is actually the assistant coach in the under-19 girls team.
what we had here when we had the qualifying games here, it was fantastic from the ICC. We had a number of women, Australian and New Zealand women, come out here and actually did coaching courses with some of the Indonesian women, basically mentoring them to coach.
Yep.
And I listened into a little bit of it. It was very, very good. The way it was run,
A little bit short.
and the knowledge the girls learned.
Slips. She's going to get run out here if she doesn't hurry up. And that's it.
Oh,
That was not how I expected the innings to end, but it
That
has.
was an anticlimax. Is she hurt?
looks like she's
She has a slight limp. She has a slight limp, but also I think she just was leaning on her bat. I don't think she was paying attention. So that wraps up the innings. That gives us all out for 68.
8.
Some great bowling performances, some twofers and some threefers. Obviously went through the batting earlier for Indonesia. Some fantastic individual efforts. But yeah, definitely Indonesia's day today. We'll be back with the post-match.
In about 5 minutes, we'll
Presentations?
go for post-match presentations.
We'll have a chat to both the captains and also award the player of the match. Thank you.
Well done, Dave.
Kamera 4, main jalan. Kayak yang tripod. Yo wireless yang tuh kamera. Ada. Nih. Tes.
Welcome here to the post-match presentation of the first of 6 games between Indonesia and Singapore. And what a game of cricket we had today. Well done to both teams. I'm joined here on stage by Afi, the General Manager of the PCI. First of all, the ground, amazing. Amazing conditions, the weather held out for us. You couldn't have asked for a better day for cricket. Well done to everyone involved. I'd now like to ask the PCI the PCI would like to thank everyone involved in organising this match. The title sponsor, DAFA News, streaming partners, V Sports and Women's Crick Zone. Digital partner, CrickFit, organisers, Sports and Media Works. The PCI would also like to thank the sponsors, Bull's Head Steakhouse and Top Deck Nightclub. First of all, I'd like to call up the losing captain, Shafina Mahesh. How are you? It was a mixed day of cricket. You won the toss. Congratulations.
We won the toss and we wanted to bowl, and I guess the first half we didn't manage to, but we bring it back, and something that we can move in the next series. And today I think for our batting it was a little bit of a letdown, but I'm really proud of the girls who continued to the so yeah.
Yeah, you were very unlucky not to bat the overs out, which I thought would have been a real positive for the team. Could have been easily fall in a hole and throw your wickets away, but I thought you really fought during the day. I thought your bowling, you bowled a little bit short maybe at times, but in the field I thought you were electric. There was so many. I've never been to a game where the direct hits through the ball and it always hit the stumps. Went on the fielding maybe.
I guess it's just really on them. All I just told them was just trust themselves, and today they showed it, and I'm just really proud of how the fielding is today. Yeah.
So you go home now and you come back tomorrow. What do you do differently?
That's a secret.
Okay, I'll let you keep the secret. Thank you for your time. Now I'd like to call up the Indonesian captain, Sari. First of all, congratulations on the win. You must be very proud of the team.
Yes, of course.
It's been a big lead up to this. I know you guys have been training really hard, doing lots of extra things, guided by the coach and the captain. Must feel really good to get the first win on the board.
Oke, jadi senang banget kita udah bisa menang di match pertama dengan waktu latihan kita mungkin sekitar 5 atau 4 hari. Jadi cukup untuk bekal ke depannya. Mungkin hari ini akan lebih baik daripada besok. Berikutnya lagi. Ya pokoknya kita lakukan yang terbaik lah untuk besok.
Saying that she's very happy to win the first match. We've only been practicing for a week now, so hopefully tomorrow will be better than today. So she's very happy with the win.
Congratulations, and come back tomorrow. Next, I'd like to call on Afi, General Manager of the PCI, to name the player of the match.
So I've got a couple of wicket takers here, but player of the match is from Team Indonesia, Nanda Sakarani with 95 runs.
Congratulations, Nanda. Unbelievable batting today. Must have felt good to be playing.
Jadi ini sebenarnya setelah sekian lama kita tidak bermain di international cricket. Jadi game ini adalah sangat penting untuk kami, untuk saya juga sendiri. Jadi untuk game-game selanjutnya semoga kami bisa memberikan yang terbaik untuk tim.
this game is very important for us because we haven't been playing after 3 years. So this makes me very happy to actually play the international game, and we're happy with the win.
Congratulations, and also congratulations on your wicket keeping. I thought you kept very well today after being in the field the whole time, batting the whole day, and then to be able to put the gloves on and keep how you did, I think very deserving. So congratulations on the player of the match. Okay, I would like to thank everyone that's come to support. We'd like to thank everyone, the sponsors, both of the teams and all the touring parties. Tomorrow we'll be back, different time. We'll be back at 1:30. So make sure everyone comes back and we'll see you then.